Wieners. Sounds like a great place
You need to get in there if you like the jerk chicken.
Yeah, it was called the Jerk Hut. It was this Jamaican dude. He grilled jerk chicken and sausage. And
jerk sausage?
So you just like brushed it with like a jerk seasoning and then like charred it. So it was kind of like almost like you know how you like the hot dogs you all like on the grill that are on there too long? It was like that, but it was like an Italian sausage. And then the chicken, he just had like this huge butcher knife, and he would chop it into different sections.
Like a big like cleaver?
Oh, yeah.
Aren't those
boom,
cool?
Boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Put it on a plate and give it to you. So it was great.
That's awesome.
And then trying to think, all sorts of whitefish. There was like a kingfish. There was grouper, stuff
Grouper's
like that.
good too. I like that.
There was kingfish, all that.
What's kingfish?
I don't know. It was good though, and it was served cold, almost in like a ceviche sauce.
Okay.
So it was really good that way. They had really good like crab salads and stuff like that. So it was really good food. Went to a French cuisine the last night that we were down there. That was really good. Had like a nice like tuna tartare, like it was almost basically just like tuna sushi.
Yeah.
It was super good. And then all the rum fruity drinks you could eat because I had no judgment myself when I was on vacation.
Yeah, see, rum for me, I've never been a rum drinker. I don't know that would sit well with me. Do they have other stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they had, like, you could get gin. Like, when I was full, it was gin and tonics. Or if I was, like, over it, it was just Red Stripe all day. Or as the Jamaicans called it, seawater, man.
Seawater?
Seawater.
Yeah, like, sweet, dude. That's great.
That is awesome.
But, yeah, it was really cool. It was awesome. Had a good time. But your airport story that we can talk about. So, we fly out of Montego Bay to get to Atlanta, to go to Atlanta to MCI. So, as we get to Montego Bay, you got to sit where your wing is, right? You got to sit where your gate, whatever it is. So we're sitting over there. Two different types of airport people. One was a family of four, but instead of, keeping an open walkway so people could walk to the other seats, put all their luggage right in the middle so you couldn't you had to go all around.
At least they didn't take up the seats because your luggage needs a chair.
Well, then there was this lady.
Oh.
And she was airplane pillow around the neck, laying down.
Oh, good.
Laying down, long ways, hot dog style. No shoes, 4 seats.
Oh, God.
Just taking her a nice nap.
Oh, my God.
Laying down like it was her bed. I just walked by and went, Fescoe. That's all I said. And then we actually...
It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. And the world is not your house. Get bent.
Well, it was hers that day. And I said, I guess nobody else can sit anywhere near you. So.
Yeah. Nobody can sit down. Nobody can put their bags, anywhere or do anything because you're hogging the whole place, and you took your shoes off too.
And then we also had Bob in the water because there was the resort obviously have like the line of demarcation, right, where you can't go any further. That you want to stay in here. And then there was a solo buoy that my stepmother Mary goes, well, Bob's with us today because he was just by himself. Bobbing in the ocean.
That's great.
You know what's really crazy about the Caribbean where we're at? Stingrays just going underneath your feet.
Whoa.
Saw 4.
Did you get hit by one?
Did get stung by a jellyfish again.
Did you pee on yourself?
Yeah, I did actually. It was,
that's what they
on the
say.
inner thigh.
You pee on yourself.
Does
and
it hurt really bad?
It hurt for like 10 minutes because like we went snorkeling and then I did see a couple jellyfish, no tentacles though. So the guy literally could just like cup it in his hand and bring it to the surface and then bring it back down.
That's crazy.
It was wild.
That is wild.
Yeah. But yeah, the stingrays, you would see the people in the water go, whoa. And then you hear all sorts of different accents, stingray. And you look down and sure, you know what? It's just going right.
Awesome.
Right
Is it one of those things if you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you?
Yeah, I think they just kind of want to get out.
Yeah.
So it was.
They don't want to be near you. Okay.
Yeah. How many times do you have to buy weed? Every day.
Really?
Every day.
That's lit.
Yeah. And we can keep
Hello, America.
all those stories, but we can also talk sports. You just let me know how many Jamaican stories you want because there was one every day. We even have we decided to take like a Netflix series and label every day. Day 2 is Dad's Wallet.
Oh, I like that. I need to hear about that one.
We'll do some more
You
talking
either
about
stole
it.
his money or you lost it.
Well, you don't steal from family, right? On the field versus off the field. Plus, we can dive into some Rasheed Rice, plus some more Jamaican stories for you here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Moray 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty
Brett Veach has the most underrated chest I've ever seen.
on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 are trying to make everybody more money and have their business do better, right? That's what they're doing. They're here to help because they've been helping the Kansas City community for over 137 years. And at Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2, their goal is to build strong partnerships with their members, business partners, and customers and community. And there's no cost to becoming a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. When you become a partner contractor with them, they're going to help you with your HVAC industry business. They'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, the timelines, and those economic conditions. And the Sheet Metal Workers will help you adjust the size and the skills and deployment of your workforce, and that's going to allow you to bid on all the jobs out there that fit your needs. And they'll provide the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, and they'll train your current employees as well. Plus, there's no downside. It's completely free and no obligation. The Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
School's out, and these are the only courses you need. Celebrate your graduation with 5 courses fresh from the Walkfire. Enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at $89.99, featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong Chilean sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice. Bold flavors, sizzling favorites, a meal made to impress. Congratulations, you handled the hard work. Now, let us handle the cooking. Celebrate with some sizzle, only at P.F. Chang's.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Missouri side, Oak Grove into Green Valley, 70 westbound. Off again, on again, heavy, getting out of Oak Grove into a construction zone with the right lane blocked. You get out into Green Valley past the Buckner exit, back to posted speeds, and from there you look good into downtown. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail-damaged new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back at it on a wonderful Thursday. Couldn't have sandwiched a vacation anytime better. Worked one day, went away for 7, come back, work for 2, get a holiday on day 1.
I know. I was thinking that yesterday, like you did. That's a veteran move there. That is as veteran a move as they go. I thought I was getting away with it by taking off next Friday after, the Labor Day or the Memorial Day holiday. You planned it perfectly, though. 1 day, 7 off, 2 days on, holiday weekend. That is a veteran move.
To say that I planned it would be a lie.
Okay.
That is
good old-fashioned luck.
That's the veteran move right there, man. Sandwich it around a holiday weekend. Way to go.
Yeah, so back from Jamaica. Didn't get torched. But the sun did kiss you a little bit longer on the closer to the equator.
It looks like you managed it, though.
He looks fine.
No,
he doesn't look like Alex Gold went outside on a Tuesday.
Geez. I mean, no, seriously. You got some tan.
Yeah.
Looks like the sun actually was there. You were obviously outside, but it was not unhealthy. Good job.
From the 913, Dusty, what is Jamaican you the most upset about this Royals team?
That's the one for the day. That's it. Texters, that's it.
No, keep them coming. Get bent.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
I'm dying. That is hysterical.
Somebody goes, did you have that moment where you thought, I could just stay here and not go back?
Yes, every time you go somewhere.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Jamaica's fun for tourists. I will say that. It was very devastating to see what the hurricane had done to their native land back in the fall. Not a roof really on the house. They drove us. We went to this place called the Black River. They call it that because the river underneath is black. The water obviously clear and transparent, but the reflection of it makes it look like it's a black river. That's where the crocodiles were.
Did you get in?
Who?
No.
Absolutely not. But I got really damn close to a crocodile that was 15 feet long. His name was Hunter.
Wow.
Hunter and Philip were the two gators we saw, and they literally would be like, "Come, come, come," and like yell at, and it would come close to the ship. Obviously, he had food, and he got down.
It was like chicken on a stick or something like
No,
that.
it was raw chicken in his hand.
In his hand,
and he
okay.
would like slap the nose or the snout of the croc, and then the croc would eat it, and then as he ate it, he would like pet underneath it. Braver man than I.
Yeah.
No chance would I get anywhere near that. So, very cool that way. But yeah, it was a fun time, and it was a great time. But somebody who didn't have a great time while I was gone was Rasheed Rice. And guys, I know it's not going to happen. I know he's going to play this year for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think he's going to play after this year for the Kansas City Chiefs. But I think you all have already hit this nail on top of the head. I mean, what is the message to your team with Rasheed Rice? Does this mean that everybody gets multiple chances? Does this mean that everybody? Because to me, and Range Bait comes out today, so keep your eye out for that around noon on our socials. It's Rasheed Rice based, and the way I compared it to it, and maybe I'm wrong on this analogy, maybe I'm not, but it seems like you've been in a relationship before that kind of is like Rasheed Rice, whether it's the guy or the girl or whoever, and if you were to have like a situation where something doesn't go right, or let's say that, your girlfriend or your whatever says, sorry, last night, didn't call you, just kind of went away. I didn't, all right, strike one, whatever. If it happens again, you're a dummyo if you're just like, let it keep happening, because then it's like, well, what's the limits of, that I can go? And now we've seen the car incident, the domestic incident that got, taken away or whatever. And then you see, hey, man, just stay out of trouble. Don't do anything dumb. You can't smoke weed. I know it sucks. Weed's legal everywhere, medicinal or recreational, whatever you want to call it, but like not for you. And your job's on the line. Your career is on the line. All of this you think would be like these things that would lead you to be, I'm good. I don't need that right now. Like weed's great. I'm not going to lie. How you doing? Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I got $80 million on the line for the next 2 years. I don't think I have to smoke marijuana, because I know what my life is going to be. And so, like, for me, it's like at some point you have to break away. Like, it's just not healthy. It's not sending the right message relationship-wise. Man, you're still dating that lady, Dusty? Didn't she, like, do this and do that? Yeah, but she's all right. She'll be fine. What's the message sending to everyone else around you? And it's a distraction, and it just never goes away, and it just doesn't seem to find its place. And with Rasheed Rice, it's like, is he ever going to get away from this? And fool me once, right? The shame, fool me twice.
Well, this is
on.
like fool me 10 times now with this guy.
So it's just, to me, it's just frustrating. I don't need it. I thought Carrington's thing was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought Cody, what Bob said yesterday was hilarious, where Cody just like put his hands in, like, really? Like, we're doing this again? So I don't know how you fellas think about it, but out of mind, out of sight is the way I feel about it.
Well, the way that I feel about it is really like 3, 4, 5-fold. I mean, there's so many different tentacles and angles to this whole thing. Number one, the guy's not an adult, and so I'll approach it from that angle first. You don't have many opportunities in life that are great, and many opportunities where you can really change your life and potentially change lives of generations that come after you. And this was one of those opportunities. Like, Rasheed Rice is never going to have an opportunity like this again. You were drafted as a second-round wide receiver with the greatest head coach and the greatest quarterback of the generation, potentially of all time, depending on how you want to describe all that. And all you had to do was come out here and just, play football, just catch the football. That's all you had to do. I was talking to my buddy Jim again last night about this, and he says to me, he goes, all these guys had to do, Rasheed Rice had to do, was just play pitch and catch with Patrick Mahomes, and he would have had a great contract, a great career. I can't help people who don't have an idea of what it's like to be an adult. And that's where we need to go with Rasheed Rice first. It's not about this guy does not understand how to be a normal citizen in society. Like, he does not know how to walk around with others and behave himself. And so that's where we need to focus all of the attention, I think, for him right now. Let's teach this guy how to be an adult, because he's already blown many opportunities. He's not getting a contract when he's done playing here, whether it's from the Kansas City Chiefs or anybody else, unless it's a Tyreek Hill type of contract where you make roster bonuses, because you cannot afford to invest in this guy right now. You just can't afford to make that mistake. And right now, you need Rasheed Rice because you don't have anybody else on your roster today to play that position of wide receiver. But after this season, you really need to focus on that position and really recreating that position, because I think the Chiefs ultimately have done a subpar job at developing wide receivers. Other than Tyreek Hill, they've really struggled at that position. It's time to put the money and the effort, I think, into that wide receiver position. I know they don't want to spend the big bucks, but sometimes you get to the point where you have to spend those big bucks and you have to use your money and resources to fix something. And I think that's where the Chiefs are right now. I'd love to see them do it with a trade with A.J. Brown, with George Pickens, and invest that way into the wide receiver position, because I look at it as, with A.J. Brown or George Pickens, if you could make a trade for them, it's not an investment for this year. It's an investment for this year and moving forward, and now you've got that number one target for Patrick Mahomes. And I also think at this point in time, don't do what the Royals are doing to Bobby Witt and surround him with nothing. You make sure you have guys around Patrick Mahomes at 30 years old now, staying ahead of the game and not getting to the point where Patrick Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
So I look at it as, because I'm glad you mentioned George Pickens, because I thought about this yesterday. Like, I would rather have like an on-the-field issue with a teammate than I would an off-the-field issue.
And what has George Pickens really ever done?
No, that's what he's saying. Off the field, nothing.
Nothing. No, I'm talking on the field. Like, he's not been a problem.
Well, he was a headache for Tomlin in Pittsburgh because the message in that organization at the time for him wasn't what he wanted to hear, wasn't what he was doing. So
he was pouting.
It was frustrating, right?
Drama queen.
A.J. Brown, right? Reading a book, doesn't like what's going on, doesn't like the message. Okay, I can deal with that.
That's fine.
I can even deal with Jamar Chase, being called a problem because he says things like, I'm not going to say his name. I don't think they have anybody.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll deal with that.
That's fine.
Great.
You can deal with that. That's not a detriment to your team.
I'll even take Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. He missed a game.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't done anything off the field since the draft, so I'm cool with that.
And did he miss any? Did he miss any games after the spitting incident?
No,
outside of maybe it was an injury
himself.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's stuff that can be controlled. What they do outside is the problem, and for some reason, it always seems to hit this franchise. Tyreek, Kareem, Rasheed Rice. There is a narrative building here. Whereas guys like Jamar Chase are like, F that guy. I'm like, well, what's he do outside of it? What's he do outside the gridiron? So he stirs the pot because that's what you want is more hate in sports, more love in the world, right? That's the Danny Parkins line that he said one time when he worked here. And I think that rings true to this conversation. Like, Carter missed one game. Jamar Chase, he cost his team a game maybe against the Chiefs a couple years ago with the have we seen him act like that since, though? Now, again, their seasons haven't been of note. We'll get to Joe Burrow's comments a little bit later on today because they're great. But again, like, I would take that sort of distraction where I can trust Andy Reid when they're around him, but it seems when they get away from the organization, they fall into these patterns. And guys like Jamar Chase, Jalen Carter, and guys like George Pickens, those are issues that I'm okay with because they might do something dumb on the field and miss like a half or a game.
Right.
Rasheed Rice missed 7 games due to a suspension. He's been injured as well, not his fault. And then I don't know what will happen now. Probably, I don't know if he missed city games.
As of right now, I don't think anything. I think this is they've already ruled on this case.
No,
they've already ruled on this case.
The 30-day sentence was because if he violated, he had to do the 30 days, but he may not have had to if he could have stayed clean.
If he could have stayed
and
clean.
violated probation, so he had to go. So clearly, 30 days in jail. You know what? 2 days in jail would have me being a choir guy.
Yeah,
like I'd be,
2 hours in jail.
Oh,
yeah, 2 minutes in jail.
I'd be quoting Bible verses on my sofa, being like, I don't need to do anything. I'm not taking a sip of booze.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a puff of weed. I'm not doing anything because I have to, because it matters to A, myself and my family, B, my franchise that has given me multiple chances, and C, my clout. Like, this to me is more of a slap in the face to the organization and the people that have supported him, as opposed to like what he's done to his career.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. These people have all gone to bat for you numerous times now in this organization when you've been through all of this stuff. But again, maybe that's the problem right there, is everybody constantly going to bat for athletes.
What do you mean going to bat? What has the organization done? I'm not saying they haven't. I'm just
standing up for him, you know.
How have they done that?
Well, I mean, allowing him to still be on the team and play and do all this stuff. There's been no, I mean, there's no penalties for him. I know he was suspended by the league. I get all of that. But, I mean, there's going to be a penalty now. He's not going to be paid. He's not going to get, a long-term contract. I think right now, if you had a better wide receiver room, I think they would consider cutting Rasheed Rice. I do. But you're in a spot right now where you don't have anybody. You actually need him more than he needs you at this point.
Oh, big time. Big time.
You need him more than he needs you at this point in time. But I think, the organization, though, has shown if you cross them, they will punish you. They cut Kareem Hunt. They traded Tyreek Hill. I don't think Rasheed Rice is going to be back here. I think he's going to have to sign some sort of 1-year sort of prove-it deal, not on the field, but off the field type prove-it deal. But back to the original point, it's not necessarily just the Chiefs. It's sports in general. I've talked about this for years. We celebrate these athletes so much. We cover up for these athletes so much that they think they can get away with anything. And Rasheed Rice is prime example of that. Like, if he faced punishment after that car accident right away, maybe he's not at this point in time where he's still doing other things. He's looking at it, he goes, I got away with that? Well, I'm going to go do other things. How many times has he been in the news since then, right? The club incident, the incident with his girlfriend, all those things that came out. Now this one, like, sometimes athletes just need to face the price and understand that for their whole lives, we're not going to cover up for you. We're not going to make grades better. We're not going to promote you. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that because you're a good athlete. You eventually have to learn consequences. And I don't know that Rasheed Rice has ever been told or forced to learn a consequence. And now 30 days in jail? Good Lord. If you don't shape up after that, there's nothing that can be done.
Because I praised him when he came out last year. I think it was training camp, right, when he spoke. And he said something about, like, I got with mentors. A mentor.
Yeah.
I got with, what's that say?
That was nice to hear.
What does that say?
Do you wonder if it was true?
It was all baloney. No, it was all bogus, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think he did face the price. I mean, there was a whole thread on Twitter, like, he's got no money. He's faced a lot of prices.
Yeah,
he's faced legal action. The league, if you want to talk about games missed and what the Chiefs have done, sure, but there have been consequences. So I don't want to go, if this would have happened more harsh, maybe it wouldn't be. Or no. Like, this guy has proven who he is.
But this should have been starting in high school, like with him.
Yeah, sure, but I'm just not giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's a grown-ass man. He's proven who he is.
No, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but if we would have done this last year, maybe we wouldn't be here. Like, no, dude, this is what he has done, the situation that he's put himself in. And honestly, when I saw the report, I went, and continued on because he's an idiot. He's shown us who he is, and to me, it changes nothing for 2026 or beyond. We knew wide receiver was already the top priority on this team. We knew that was probably going to be a first-round pick next year. We knew he wasn't signing here long-term because of the off-field actions that he's done, and it's not going to change anything from a football perspective this season.
I'm speaking more of athletes in general. We do not discipline and hold athletes accountable from the time we realize they're good athletes, and we let them get away with everything, and then we get to this Rasheed Rice situation. He's the poster child for why we can't just continue to turn the other cheek when athletes do things that aren't acceptable because they continue to push the envelope and push the envelope and push the envelope.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. I mean, you would think after that first time he would have learned, but he didn't because he always thought somebody would be there to take care of anything. I can do what I want because my whole life I've been told I'm great at football and the teachers have taken care of me. Coaches have taken care of me. I've never had to have self-responsibility. Today, yesterday, whenever it happened, Wednesday, Monday, that's the first day Rasheed Rice finally has to face responsibility. and being an adult and suffering consequences for your actions. And
it's not.
But it is,
It's
though. He's
not.
going to jail, Mac.
Yeah, but he's paid millions.
Yeah, but
of
sometimes I'll be honest with you, man. Sometimes that doesn't register. Sometimes 30 days in jail is what people
Fine,
need
it's
to
a different
turn this whole
conversation.
thing
You said
around.
consequences. He's absolutely had major consequences. Other consequences that you and I would have? No,
but
not.
But
Probably
if
not.
you're facing these consequences like this guy has shown over these years, right? Losing all of your money, knowing that you're at the end of the line in the NFL, why are you continuing to push the envelope? Because maybe those weren't the right consequences for him. And now being 30 days in jail, if this doesn't change this guy, then there's nothing you can do to change him.
30 days that's not a lot of time. I mean, it is in jail. It's gonna, no, Bob,
Yeah.
let me finish.
Right.
I had to spend 3 hours in the slammer. Sucked. It was made some bad decisions a few years back, right? Nothing big, just had to go, get it done. Worst thing ever.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's not going to feel like an eternity. But you know better than us, Bob, what time is. 30 days in the grand scheme of life is nothing.
What is 30
It is going
days
to
in
take
jail
something
feel
from
like,
him
though?
inside of him to change himself. It's not going to take a consequence.
But wouldn't you be able to find that? You're 30 days in jail. It's not like you're 30 days on house arrest and you can kind of roll your eyes at it, or maybe they slapped you on the wrist again and you walk out of the courtroom and you go, got away with it again, thank God. You're going to jail for 30 days. I would imagine eating gruel, sleeping on a mattress, looking at cockroaches, whatever happens inside the slammer. I would imagine after leaving that place after didn't 3 hours change your life? Right?
Yeah.
3 hours change your life. We did Scared Straight in high school. I've told the story. Changed my life.
I mean, I didn't need the 3 hours. It was before that even happened. And we have texts coming in. Went to prison 3 times. Wasn't until the 4th till it changed me.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
This guy's 20.
Really?
Also, he's 20, 4?
I guess I know how I would be. The minute I saw that prison, I drive by the prison sometimes in Olathe, downtown Olathe. I go, I never want to be in there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wired different, man. But I know if I went to jail, I would be done doing whatever that was because I don't want to be back in that place.
Yeah, it's just sad to see talent wasted. In my opinion. At the end of the day, it just sucks. The other thing too, it's not like he's Justin Jefferson.
No, he's not the best receiver in the league.
So to take two things that aren't on this team, it's not like he's a top 5 wide receiver where you're like, man, it's there, it sucks, I know. But the other thing too is like, you don't have anybody else. Right?
That's where we are.
Like,
he is our Justin Jefferson.
So like,
you know?
to give this topic, the Chiefs and Rasheed Rice are both handcuffed in this situation.
They are. They really are.
The Chiefs don't really have any other option. But again, it's like, at what point is the game more than the game?
But that's also their fault that they don't have any other options. They didn't plan appropriately, again, at that position with Rasheed Rice. I would have said, and I don't know if this is being said or not, but like if you're the general manager of that team, if you're Brett Veach, you have to think, we got to draft a wide receiver, not a 5th-round wide receiver, but a top wide receiver. Because even if Rasheed Rice goes out there, we have shown that we don't pay wide receivers, right? You're going to be looking for that next wide receiver. That's why I was a little perplexed we didn't draft one a little bit higher in the draft. But again, we sit here, if there's an A.J. Brown trade, if there's a George Pickens trade or something like that, then we know why they didn't go out there in the draft and make a move for a top wide receiver. But look, this position with the Chiefs has been terrible since the franchise has existed. We talked about it yesterday. You had Otis Taylor and you've had Tyreek Hill, and that's been it at that position. They've done a terrible job as a franchise finding the wide receivers. And so I think they really need to put in that work and really develop that position at this point in time because they just don't have anybody. And you don't want to be in this situation where you have a guy go to jail 30 days before the start of the season and you're going, all right, what are we going to do now? We don't have enough wide receivers on this team.
Yeah, it just sucks, man. It's just if you had to take a bet right now that he doesn't see trouble anymore the rest of his career, is there any chance you'd say that you'd take that bet?
No.
Exactly.
I don't know if I would take the bet for this season, but
the rest of the 26 year.
Yeah,
2026 till December 31st.
I don't know if I would take that bet.
I wouldn't take that bet.
Yeah.
I'll take it for the next 30 days.
My thing is, like, it just doesn't change anything for the Chiefs this season. They knew that what we were dealing with, he's going to ball out this season. The 30 days rehabbing doesn't mean anything. He's in a nice jail in Texas on the 3rd floor in the medical unit being seen the whole time. This is not the jail that you and I would be at.
I was told he was going to county.
Yeah, that's the county jail. Yeah, you're right, because I read the exact same thing.
Yes.
He's on like the 3rd floor, and that's where the medical wing is or something like that.
He's being taken care of. This is not where you and I would be staying.
Right.
Again, so... I just think football-wise for the Chiefs, there's nothing to worry about. This is the same.
This season,
the same case.
The only thing I'm worried about football-wise is him behaving off the field in Week 7, and you're 6-2 or something.
And that was the case before this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. We have this, but it doesn't also fix what's going on in the future, because this time next year, this wide receiver position needs to look completely different than what it looks like right now, because you've got guys that are going to be free agents, and you also need to go out there and find ways to make this position deeper and better. And that's a tough task to do if you're not going to invest the money in that position.
Maybe an easy, quick response. If they would have gotten Carnell Tate out of Ohio State, is Rasheed Rice cut?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Don't forget, you want to listen today.
Again, he's a pennies on the dollar player,
It's fair. You want to listen today and tomorrow. That's the end of the week, because at 9:20, name that country to qualify for a $500 Hy-Vee gift card. 5 qualifiers. We already have 3. Today, the 4th. Tomorrow, the 5th. And then we'll do a winner. 1 qualifier per day at 9:20. One person, again, will win $500 to Hy-Vee for their summer watch parties of the huge soccer tournament coming to the United States. Hey, Ron. Well, enjoy it, boys. This is the last time you'll see Aaron Rodgers play football, he says.
Allegedly.
Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
It is that summer travel season. It's beginning, and that means if you're going up to the airport, you're going to need to park your car at Park and Go, and these guys are unbelievable. In fact, I was making some Park and Go reservations last night on the app. It's so easy to use. Just plug in your dates, plug in your information, make sure you prepay to save money, and you're ready to go. Park and Go makes it so simple to park at the airport. And don't forget, when you're using Park and Go, every spot is covered parking, so you're always protected from the elements, whether it's that spring storm with hail, that winter storm with snow and ice. You want to make sure your car is safe and sound. And at Park and Go, it is, because every spot is covered parking. So make that reservation at bookparkandgo.com and prepay, like I said, to save money. When you get to the airport, just go to Park and Go, you pull in your spot that they have reserved for you. The van takes you right to the terminal. When you get back, just grab your bags, walk outside. Hey, the bus is there. Jump on it, right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends at QC Kinetics are looking around and saying, hey, do you feel great? Because if you don't, come see us. We can make your joints feel better, and we can do it with no downtime, no surgery, no meds. How good does that sound, right? You've got that elbow pain, you've got that back pain, maybe some hip pain and knee pain. You want to get it fixed, and it's only getting worse. But now you're going to go see my friends over at QC Kinetics, because the medical team at QC Kinetics has long-lasting regenerative treatments for your joint pain, and they're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulders, hips, and lower back. And their patients are doing everything they love. They're walking again. They're hanging out again. They're doing everything they did before that pain. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. And like I said, no operating room, no hardware, and no watching summer come and go from the couch. So call QC Kinetics now and get that free consultation, because better starts here. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Spring is here. Now's the time to get your air conditioner ready with a $49 AC tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. A tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery. Staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Contractors ready to get paid to upgrade your installs? See Navient's new HVAC systems at the KC Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Speak with Navient reps, check out the new NPF Hydro Furnace, and learn how qualifying installs can earn you up to $1,500 back. Over 30 vendors, food, giveaways, and more.
Listen all week long to Fescoe and Dusty at 9:20 for Name That Country to qualify for a $500 gift card to Hy-Vee for your soccer tournament watch parties this summer. Score big when you shop Hy-Vee for official soccer apparel, souvenirs, and your favorite tailgating eats and treats all in one place. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Missouri side, Oak Grove into Green Valley. Things are very heavy. 70 westbound. You hit delays around the Broadway exit. Stays heavy for about 2 miles. And you get over towards the Buckner exit. It starts to pick up and move a little better. East side, 70 westbound slows from 435 past 31st Street with roadwork. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all of them, if you'd like to watch us live. Yesterday, the news that broke in the football world is that Aaron Rodgers confirms this will be it. I believe him. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's time. I think he's wanted to go for a while now, it feels like, but now is seemingly the right time, right?
Yeah, I think that we kind of knew it going into this year if he was going to come back, which I don't think was ever really a doubt. Mike McCarthy, obviously the new head man in Pittsburgh, he had an emotional press conference, so he's back. Maybe this is I don't know, this is it for Aaron. This is what's going to make him kind of close that chapter, and then we'll see what he does post-career. But I believe him. I think that with his age, with what we saw last year, throughout the year as he kind of dwindled away towards the end of the season. Still a playoff team last year for Pittsburgh, barely, but, didn't look like it was staying with him for 18, 19 weeks. And I think that he probably realized that. I think this is a good way for him to go out. I think him and McCarthy have a good relationship. At least it seems that way as of now. And maybe this is it. And so, not maybe this is it, according to him, that this is the last ride for Aaron Rodgers. Won the Super Bowl, obviously, multiple MVPs. One of the greatest, most talented quarterbacks I've ever seen. To me, in my opinion, he was the greatest quarterback until Patrick Mahomes set foot on the field from a talent perspective. Obviously not winning, Brady, obviously GOAT status, whatever, but just the things that you would see Aaron Rodgers do is kind of what we saw Mahomes start to do. The running around, flip it some sort of weird angle, and somebody ends up with it, and 40 yards later you're going, I don't know what I just watched, but that dude that plays that position is better than anyone I've seen do it. Rodgers was that for at least 7 to 8 years in the NFL, doing things, that I hadn't. I mean, I watched him throw a touchdown in Kansas City when he was literally falling down and hit some guy in the back of the end zone. I said, I don't know how that happened, but it did. And so a career that is, I don't know, scrutinized by many, but at the end of the day, he wears a jacket and goes into the Hall of Fame and says, I was one of the best to do it.
Yeah,
so,
no
hate
question.
him or love him, he's going to finish in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's a definite Hall of Famer, and I will say this, I didn't appreciate Aaron Rodgers' career at all. I did not. I never, ever, ever really recognized his career, and that's on me. And, I mean, Josh and I would talk about this all the time about great quarterback combinations, and he would always remind me, he goes, that guy in Green Bay is pretty good, Aaron Rodgers. Like, yeah, I always forget him. Now, why I do that, I don't know, subconsciously, consciously, I don't know. I feel like with Aaron Rodgers, he's the perfect quarterback though, because or person, however you want to describe it, he's leaving me wanting more. He really is. I mean, because I didn't enjoy, appreciate, invest, pay attention, however I want to phrase it, to Aaron Rodgers' career when it was going on. And I think part of the reason that I probably didn't and really didn't acknowledge him, and this is again a personal thing for me, I guess because Brady and Manning were doing all of that winning. We saw it through the eyes of the league. At least I did. You watched it through the eyes of Manning and Brady. It was always Manning. It was always Brady. And Aaron Rodgers didn't have the great postseason successes either, right? I mean, he wasn't necessarily even in the Super Bowls or the NFC Championship games. I mean, you see the games against the Giants that he lost and all of this kind of stuff. You're like, damn, I guess maybe I expected more. But at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers probably should be appreciated as much as anybody because he also, like some of these other quarterbacks, are in an era where you just don't have a chance. When you're going against Manning and Brady the entire time, you just don't have a chance to win those Super Bowls. Now, Rodgers was in the NFC, and so he had opportunities to win there, lost a lot of playoff games, a lot of postseason games, at the end there when he could have gone to Super Bowls and didn't. So maybe
lost one of them to Brady.
Yeah.
When he was on the Bucs.
Yeah, exactly. And so maybe I look at it from that standpoint. I mean, I can't really describe the Aaron Rodgers thing for me because he was a great player, but I just didn't appreciate him enough. And I'm sure everybody has those athletes where this guy's awesome, but maybe it's Mike Trout right now in Major League Baseball where somebody is so good, but you just aren't exposed enough to him to really appreciate what he did. And that's kind of where I feel like I am with Aaron Rodgers.
Which kind of segues to the text we just got, and credit where credit's due to Carrington in the text. But somebody says CDOT brought up an interesting question yesterday that I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on. Will Aaron Rodgers be remembered more for what he did on the field, one Super Bowl win and all the MVPs and all that, or will he be more remembered for his off the field personality and weirdness?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. But I think once guys retire, you start to just remember their careers more than you do remember what they did off the field. You start to remember how great they were on the field and remembered what they did. But again, with Aaron Rodgers, he's in that weird category, guys, where we now judge quarterbacks solely based on Super Bowls, right or wrong. That's what we do. I think it's probably wrong, right?
Yeah.
And everybody that kind of was his peer and on his level has multiple Super Bowl wins, right? Roethlisberger, right? You've got Manning, you've got Brady. Like all of those guys that kind of were his peer quarterbacks had multiple Super Bowl wins. He did not.
Other than Breeze, yep.
Yeah, other than Breeze, right. Mm-hmm. He did not have those multiple Super Bowl wins. Breeze is another interesting character. Like, I listen to and hear about his career all the time. Another one that I didn't probably appreciate enough as it was going on, because a lot of times you get on board during the postseason. He didn't have a lot of that postseason success either. So I just think for those pure quarterbacks where Aaron Rodgers was, they all had multiple Super Bowl wins and he didn't. So maybe I don't put him in that same category, but I still know he was one of the greatest of all time. And you just don't want to see the end of Patrick Mahomes' career go like it did in Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers, where they could never figure out the weapons to get around him to give him that opportunity to win multiple Super Bowls. But he was great. I mean, think about what he did with hardly any weapons most of the time.
Yeah, he came up in a really good time for me. I mean, I was in middle school when he was in his prime, and the Chiefs were in their prime of sucking. So, I was gravitated right to Aaron Rodgers. He was the ooh and ah quarterback before Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he had all the arm angles. He did all the cool stuff. He was doing no looks before it was cool. I mean, he was the coolest quarterback I had ever seen before Patrick Mahomes. So no, I will remember that, but I hope it is the latter. I hope we do remember him for his play and not his
off the field stuff,
weirdness the last couple of years.
And honestly, we're so far removed from the last time he's actually been kind of weird in public. I don't even really remember much of the stuff other than licking toadstools or whatever it was up in Seattle, and living in a cave. Other than that, I mean, it is what it is, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. But I think you made a good point there to kind of further my point a little bit. Like, he was doing all this Mahomes stuff before. We didn't celebrate that like we do with Patrick Mahomes, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Patrick Mahomes throws a pass and everybody's losing their minds. I don't remember personally us having the same type of reactions with Aaron Rodgers that we've had with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, I had him just because he's like the Hail Mary Lord, right? Like, he had 3 or 4 Hail Marys that just how did he do that?
Mm-hmm.
Or plays. So I think I always remember those because Rodgers didn't really do anything catastrophic off the field. Like the ayahuasca thing, that's just him being him. The whole I'm married but I'm not thing. That's whatever. And that was do you take 5 years or do you take 15? And I think if you take 5, you're kind of just being a curmudgeon. Oh well, the last is okay, cool. I don't know how you view athletes. I think everybody has the ability and the freedom to judge how you want to judge. But do you take Spygate and Deflategate and judge that on Brady's entire career, or do you go back to 6th round pick, a picture of him and his boxers and the career that he created?
Yeah.
Depends on how you want to look at it. But for me, unfortunately, there's people out there that will just take a small area of time. Do I like Aaron Rodgers? No, I do not as a person. And what's crazy is the foreshadowing of his career was year 3 or 4 when he started to kind of build that stardom because he wasn't given the chance. We know the story with Favre. It was yeah, Aaron Rodgers and his family don't get along. And you're like, wait a minute, that's weird. His family doesn't like him? Then screw that family.
Yeah, right. It was that. You're right, though, Dusty. It was that way at first.
And then he dated Danica Patrick, and then I think he dated another celebrity lady. I can't remember her name.
Oh, yeah, some actress.
Yeah, it wasn't Olivia Wilde.
Was it?
Oh, man.
Was it Olivia Munn?
That sounds more right.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, allegedly. Right. But again, we never saw these people together.
Well, we saw him and her together because they were singing Taylor Swift songs in the kitchen. I remember that video.
Yep. Olivia Munn. Yep. Yeah. Shailene Woodley. That was the other one.
Shailene Woodley. Didn't he date somebody named Slimy Green or something like that? He had some girlfriend that was named Hoisin Blue or something. I swear to God, he dated somebody named something Blue or Blue Cantrell. Didn't he date her?
Jessica Soar. That's a weird name. Mallory Edens. Those are the only weird names.
Oh, Mallory Edens he was with. That's right. That would have been the best one to stay with. Her
casual relationship.
Yeah. Her dad owns the Bucks. Yeah. She's gorgeous too.
That's a nice get.
But no, I think he did. He dated when he was doing the ayahuasca stuff. He was dating somebody named Blue Cantrell or Green
Blue
Space
Curacao.
Martin. Yeah, Blue Curacao, something like that. Look it up. He was dating somebody that was named after a color or something like that. So but go do you, man. Go do your thing. And we have so many of these photos out now of Rossini. Where are Aaron Rodgers' wife's photos? Why don't we have pictures of her?
Yeah, maybe privacy's your thing. I mean, we didn't know what Peyton Manning's wife looked like until many
That is
years.
A good point, too. Yeah, we never saw Manning's wife.
Yeah, some people just enjoy privacy.
He was with a podcast host influencer known as Blue.
There it is.
There you go.
I told you. Blue of the Earth, I think is what her name was.
Last name, Dabba-dee, Dabba-die.
Dabba-dee, da-da-da.
Uh-huh. Coming up next, it's Futures time in Kansas City. I'll explain. 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something, my friends. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is doing amazing work for me, and they're ready to do amazing work for you as well, because what they're going to do for you is take your lawn and make it look spectacular. And you're saying, how can they do that, Bob? My lawn's terrible. Yeah, well, my lawn was terrible a year ago as well, and now it is beautiful. It is outstanding, and it is perfect. And that's what the folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control did. They took my front yard and created a masterpiece. It is beautiful. There are no more weeds. There are no more dead spots. There are no more dandelions. None of that, because the college-educated professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control know how to take over a yard and make it awesome. They get the job done right the first time. They'll come out, they'll look at your lawn, and they'll say, we've got this. We'll take care of everything. And they did it for us. We are so proud of our lawn right now, and it's all thanks to the folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And with the pest control side of stuff, we love it as well, because the mosquito dome goes over our house, and we're outside all spring and summer long, not worrying about mosquitoes and ticks and fleas for the dog as well. So get in touch with Aspen now. They're going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
J. Rieger & Co. Straight Bourbon Whiskey, winner of Best Craft Bourbon at the 2025 Ascot Awards. At 90 proof, it's rich, well-balanced, and oh so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City. J. Rieger & Co. Oh so good. Quality crafted in Kansas City.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Missouri side, Oak Grove into Green Valley, 70 westbound, pretty heavy. Getting into the construction zone, especially slow in Oak Grove. About 2 miles of heavy stuff there. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail damaged new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back at it on a Thursday. The band's back together. Mac, Bob, Dusty here with you at 96.5 The Fan. This comes from Jayhawk for Life as we are in the season of vitamin C. Last day of school in Olathe.
There it
my
is.
older daughter is finishing middle school, and my little one is finishing elementary school. Time flies.
You better believe it does, brother. Mine's finishing her sophomore year and freshman year at Olathe East. Shout out Olathe East. Big soccer win the other night. Now they play Shawnee Mission East tonight for the right to go to state.
Ooh.
Shawnee Mission East got 10 seniors. Maybe a tough game for Olathe East, but still nonetheless.
How many does Olathe East have, do you know?
One. Yeah, we have one senior on the team. Yeah, they're going to be good for the next couple of years.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
So one
Yeah.
senior and a lot of juniors, but Shawnee Mission East, the girls, they've got 10 seniors on that team.
Damn.
So they're pretty damn good. They're kind of destined, I think, but we'll see. Hey, that's why you play the games, right? You have no idea what's going to happen. It's a rainy day. The turf could be slick. You're dealing with high school kids who are on their last day of school. Shawnee Mission's been out for a couple of days. Maybe they're not focused on the game, and so there's the leg up there for
Rest
Olathe
versus
East.
rust.
Yeah. Well, the rest versus rust commentary we could have had. If the Knicks didn't pull that one out, the other day, but they did.
Oh,
so,
America.
Yeah, the rest versus rust is an interesting one. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So that's going on tonight, and also Dusty and I are going to be out at the big golf tournament. See you in the major leagues, Dayton Moore's golf tournament tonight at Top Golf. We're going to have a lot of fun with that, raising some money for the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation. Dayton's awesome, always doing great things here in Kansas City. The stuff that he does, I wish I could tell a lot of the stuff that he does behind the scenes to help people. He's such a marvelous human being, and so we're going to love being out there tonight and helping his foundation and doing all the stuff that we seemingly do every year for Top Golf. It's a great event. So you and I will be out there tonight having fun.
Yeah, the future for those graduating and finishing school Friday, right? Is that what you said? Is this the last week, right?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, today's the last day in Olathe.
So
Shawnee Mission's done.
On a Thursday, nice.
Yep. I don't know when Blue Valley finishes or anything
So
like that, but all the
mild-
graduations have happened.
20 and 30. Here's what I would do. I'd let Cags and Carter hit 3 and 4. What has anything done so far that's worked?
Nothing.
Okay. It's been, roughly 2.5 months of baseball? And Vinny and Sal aren't doing it. They're not getting it done. I don't think, is Vinny hitting 200 yet? I know Sal might be now, but it's only like 204. That's not working. I'm sorry. It's just not. The season is not working and is running thin on patience. Would not be mad about that because at this point, what do you have to play for?
Nothing.
And I think I would hit Vinny and Sal around 6th and 7th in the lineup because I've always said that in-house competition can work. Besides, how many times have you seen Garcia and Bobby get on and it's a strikeout and then a double play or vice versa, double play, strikeout, or a pop-up and then a strikeout and then there's nothing. Also, how many times have we seen Cags with a man on first base hit a ball to first base and it goes to second and they can't get Cags out at first because the kid's still got a little bit of giddy up in his legs. Plus, he's got a longer stride. And it doesn't end up being a double play, so you don't lose both of those. But if those kids can get confident hitting 3 and 4 and be like, you know what? It hasn't worked with our vets. And you move them down in the order and say, you know what? I haven't done my job. I need to be down here because my production level is so low. Let the kids hit 3 and 4. Let Cags and Carter hit 3 and 4. I don't care at this point anymore if it's lefty, lefty, lefty to go. It's going to be righty, righty, lefty, lefty, and then you can figure out who hits 5th, whether it's Isaac Collins, whether it's Lane Thomas, whether it's Starling Marte, whoever the hell it may be. And then you put then you put Vinny and Sal down in the 6th and 7th slot in the lineup and say, hey, go prove it to us why you should move up. Because analytics aside, I've seen 2.5 months of baseball, and it ain't working at 3 and 4 with Sal and Vinny. It's just not. And I understand they're the veterans, the mouthpiece, the captain of your team. Sometimes guys that do have a lot of clout still need to get checked. And I don't think it's a rude way to do it. But at what point when you're 10 games under 500 has it worked? It's not. What if it does work? What if those young superstars that could be get a strike of confidence and all of a sudden Bobby Michael Garcia Carter and Cags all of a sudden start clicking at the top, that's going to start getting these guys like, well, I want to get back into the penthouse. I want to get back up there. Then they start producing, and then who knows where it goes. But as of right now, you could put everybody hat in a lineup outside of Garcia.
Well, that's what they do.
Say, it's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And I just would love to see those kids get some shine up at the top and kind of see how they deal with maybe not the most amount of pressure you could see them having, but they've had their licks. They had last year to kind of get used to the big leagues. Now it's like, go be the big leaguer that you can be, and we'll let these guys figure it out because right now it's not working with the veterans.
No, it's not working at all. I don't care what they do with the lineup at this point in time. Dusty, any answer is a right answer for what they've been doing. But I will say, Tuesday, they finally changed some things up a little bit. It was like they were listening to the show and getting their ideas and writing them down because they've done everything, Mac, that we've said over the last week from a lineup perspective. They moved Vinny Pasquantino down, and as I said yesterday, they finally gave Vinny the day off.
Yeah,
I was pleading here yesterday to give him a day off. We even asked, Q about it. Like, when do you start to give the guy a day off? If you want to listen to their lineup stuff, go back and listen to the Q interview yesterday. I thought he was fantastic yesterday, quite honestly. I thought Hosmer was fantastic as well, and we'll get to some of the stuff, that he had to say, because I think Eric Hosmer and his style and his philosophy needs to have more of a voice inside this Royals organization right now. Eric Hosmer was part of a winner. He knew how to develop at the big league level. These guys do not, okay? They do not know how to develop talent at the big league level. We're watching it. They've underdeveloped so many different bats, from Ryan O'Hearn to MJ Melendez to, Brent Rooker, to all of these guys that we see go other places and have good years and careers. They're all underdeveloped here in Kansas City. And they're underdeveloped because they're playing in nerd ball out there with whatever kind of statistical analysis they have going on, instead of playing, let's get these guys experience ball. And they need to get these guys experience. So I'm with you, Dusty. Cags and Carter need to be in the lineup every day moving forward. There is no excuse now to not have them in the lineup. Because if they're not in the lineup now, when you're 10 games under 500 before Memorial Day, what you're telling us is they're not everyday players. And if they're not everyday players, then send them back to the minor leagues to get them to be everyday players. So either they're in the lineup every day, or you're sending both of them down and letting them be everyday players in the minor leagues. One way or the other, they need to be in a lineup every single day. And you're 10 games under 500. You're not playing for the postseason anymore. You better start playing these guys, or 27 is going to be a wash too.
And I think the other thing that it kind of gives me like a cross-sport analogy is, you remember when the Chiefs couldn't have anybody catch the ball? And Andy Reid is always known as a stubborn coach. You've got to learn. You've got to earn your way. Mm-hmm. And they had a rookie in Rasheed Rice. And they're like, you know what? Maybe this is the best option we have. I know that normally it takes a year for you to get established and do all that, but damn it, we don't have anything right now, and we're going to lose this season. We don't figure it out. And Rasheed Rice came on the scene around like week 8 or 9 or something like that, I think it was. And then was a vital part in the run towards the playoffs. I think that's why a lot of fans are like, I don't know if we should let him go. I know he's kind of an idiot, but hey, hold on. That's kind of the way it is right now with the Royals. Like, yeah, the analytics say that he doesn't hit against righties, doesn't hit lefties. Screw it. Like, let him go. Like, I know that you want to do this. I know you don't want to get outside of your comfort zone. Go let him do it. Go do that, because it was literally last year talking to Q on this show. Hey, how come Noah Cameron? Remember how frustrated people were that Noah Cameron threw like 80 pitches, come out in the 5th, and be like, let him pitch into the 6th. Well, he's never pitched that long in his career. We don't know what he'll do there. You're never going to know if you don't find out. Your kid's not going to swim if you don't throw him in.
Well, and that's why you say the analytics, right? And I'm thinking about it. Cags had 380 minor league at-bats before he came up to the big league level. They've never let him hit against lefties. What numbers are they using to tell me he can't hit against lefties? Can somebody present that to me? Or are you just saying, well, because he's a lefty, he can't hit lefties? Because I'd like to know what numbers you're using and what proof and what data you're using to tell me that he can't hit lefties, because you don't have any data of him hitting against lefties. 380 minor league at-bats and never getting to see a lefty at the big league level, and you're going to sit there and you're going to tell me, oh, we've got the data and the analytics that he can't, based on what? Based on what information can't Cags hit lefties?
Speaking of Eric Hosmer, who was on the show yesterday, had this to say last night on the broadcast.
So for me, you got to give these guys the opportunity.
On the
show. And I think there's more to the platooning stuff. There's these sinkers, cutters, lefties, and righties. For me personally, a right-handed sinker was my bread and butter, right? The ball moving away from me. Mm-hmm. So if a lefty's throwing a cutter, that ball's doing the same action, moving away from me. I love it. I need to face that lefty. If a lefty's throwing a sinker running into me, I have no chance. He's going to tie me up. I'm trying to get the ball in the air. I can't get extension. So if that's a righty and he's throwing a cutter and that's that same movement into me, what's the difference of me facing that righty versus that lefty sinker? So I think not only the platooning with the left-right thing is just it's too much. I don't think the details inside it really tell the full story. So some of those lefties with cutters, with a guy like Cags that can go the other way, I feel like it's those lefties that get you back to that swing you're searching for if you're ever in a tough spot. But you really need those at-bats. And again, Jack Caglianone, a guy like him, he's in scoring position when he stands in that box. So it's hard to really give him half the at-bats throughout the course of the season, in my opinion.
It's brilliant by Eric Hosmer, and I want to get more into this around 8 o'clock this morning because Eric Hosmer laid out there the way that they won at the big league level. And J.J. Piccolo was here and oversaw that organization, was part of the organization when they won in 14-15 doing it that way. And now all of a sudden they're doing it a completely different way. It just doesn't make sense. Eric Hosmer was brilliant yesterday on the show, and we'll get more into what he had to say coming up a little bit later on, because if you missed that interview yesterday, my God, go back and listen to it.
And don't forget, this year we partnered with KCUC, who is donating $50 to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for every home run the boys in blue hit this season. 1 in 8 men will face prostate cancer. Early detection saves lives at KCUC, Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. You see the best in KC. Schedule today at kcuc.com. I'm back. So is Ben Maller. He joins us next on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, folks, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, let's feel better together. And let's do it without surgery. Let's do it without meds. Let's do it without downtime. Let's do it with simple treatments in our office, and you can go about your day. And if you have joint pain and you hear all of that, you're thinking, yes, let me sign up right now, because the medical team at QC Kinetics has long-lasting regenerative treatments for that joint pain. And they're helping folks with arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulders, hips, and back get back in the game, whatever that game is to you. Pickleball, golf, hanging out, walking, enjoying the outside. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal, and QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. And we're doing it without an operating room, no hardware, and no watching the summer come and go from the couch. Just get back to being you, the version of you that doesn't have to map out a route to the next place based on where you can sit and rest. So now's the time to get that free consultation at QC Kinetics, because better starts here. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's. All summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
As you prepare for your Memorial Day gathering, be sure to visit your local grocery store for Gates sauces and seasonings. Both are great on meats, fish, chicken, broccoli, spinach, hot buttered popcorn, and as a topping for your dips, or sprinkle Gates seasoning on chips and nuts for that extra flavor pop. Also, be sure to pick up a Gates party tray for celebration at the station. However you plan to celebrate, be sure to head to Gates Barbecue this Memorial Day. Gates Barbecue. Thanks with love.
Hey Kansas City, it's Jeff Briggs with Victory CDJ Art the Legends. Once again, we are taking the hassle out of car buying with the Victory Scavenger Hunt. Folks, as always, our hunts are different. We put the price right at your fingertips with our Let's Do Business guarantee. Like walking up to select Ram 1500s, subtracting $18,000 from the sticker, and let's do business. It's that simple. Just visit VictoryMotorsKC.com and click on the large Scavenger Hunt banners directly on our homepage. That's VictoryMotorsKC.com, where our first price is better than their last.
Hi, folks. Bob from Blue Springs Ford. Hey, Blaine, my sister Kathy wants to buy a Bronco at an employee price.
What perfect timing, because right now Blue Springs Ford is giving employee pricing to everyone.
So what's the real difference in pricing?
2025 Bronco Sport starting at $29,000.
Wow, that's less than $30,000.
Up to $10,000 off MSRP on 2026 F-150s, and you get a lifetime powertrain warranty for free.
Folks, go to BlueSpringsFord.com right now, because this ends soon.
In a world
of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
70 westbound heading out of Oak Grove. Things are slow around the Broadway exit. About a mile and a half of sluggish traffic. Then past that, things move well all the way to the east side, where it's briefly heavy from Manchester Traffic Way past 31st Street. Blue Parkway westbound, pretty heavy approaching Nolan for about a mile plus. Heading up in Lee Summit. US 50 westbound, pretty heavy from Chipman up to 470. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan. And, Ben, it's been a couple of weeks, and, I mean, in the sports world, we got Aaron Rodgers is back in the news since we last talked to you. And, you know, he's going to retire after this season. How much of that are you buying?
Oh, please. Come on. I love that his wife is giving him advice. You know, they still – think of all the money that's out. It's good to be on with you guys. I apologize for my absence the last couple weeks. I was traveling around. I was not available. But I love that Rodgers, he's like, yeah, I consulted with my wife, and she wanted me to come back. Isn't this the same guy that went on Pat McAfee and says, I'm just going to vanish. I don't want the spotlight. I don't want the attention. Does this, let me ask you this, Bob, does this not qualify as an Aaron Rodgers retirement tour? Everywhere he goes is going to be the last, in theory, it's going to be the last game that he plays in every city on the road and all that. And so there's going to be, I imagine there'll be some ceremonies and there'll be things like that. So it's going to be all year. For a guy that doesn't want attention, this sounds like attention to me. What do I know? It sounds like a lot of attention for Aaron Rodgers. And it's not like he came back to win another Super Bowl, because I think, you, me, and Dusty have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl this year than the Steelers do. So I don't know what he's doing.
Well, nobody knows what he's doing, and he's doing it because he's a narcissist, and he wants that final tour. I mean, he said yesterday, well, I thought I would go out when Mike Tomlin left and not tell. No, you wouldn't. No, you're never going to do that. But I think the biggest question now surrounding Aaron Rodgers is, we have all these pictures of Rossini and Vrabel. How come nobody has a picture of Aaron Rodgers' wife?
That's what I'm saying. And I have some friends of mine that work in that tabloid world because, why not? You need to know people in every part of the world. And they're trying to find, there's money that's on the table. And the longer this goes on, the less likely it's legit. I know that's my cynical side, but like TMZ, the Daily Mail, New York Post all have, from what I understand, they have amount of money they've set aside to try to get photos of Aaron Rodgers' wife when she was in college or high school or whatever. And you'd think, like, you know the way women gossip, right? Come on. I mean, if this is a real person, one of her girlfriends from college is like, all right, I'm going to make $30,000. I'm going to send photos in to the Daily Mail in London, and nobody's done it yet. So I'm very I think there's a better chance that we will learn of the reptilian aliens before we learn of Aaron Rodgers' wife. How about that?
Let me ask you this, Ben. Better career, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers?
I always like Drew Brees more than Rodgers. I forget the personality stuff. I love the way Brees played, and I thought, I know statistically, I guess you could say Rodgers was better, but to me it was Drew Brees. I would go with Drew Brees. They both won one championship. I just thought he wasn't physically obviously built like Adonis. Aaron Rodgers is like the prototypical quarterback, the way he threw the ball, and I enjoyed watching Drew Brees more. And I also saw him when he was a young quarterback with the Chargers, and at Purdue or whatever. So I was a fan of his.
So when you when you look at Drew Brees and you look at Aaron Rodgers, which one do you think, if you went to Josh Allen right now and said you could have this guy's career, who would he take?
He'd take none of the above. He'd take Patrick Mahomes is what he would take. He would not take. Listen, he's in his prime right now, Josh Allen. Actually, he's probably, how old is Josh Allen? Is maybe he's still in his athletic. Yeah, he's 30, right in the middle of his athletic prime. So he's still got some time to figure it out. I guess the answer, Dusty, would be any of them because he doesn't have a championship. So either Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers, they both won. Josh Allen's in that danger zone where he's not going to win anything. At least they have a nice new stadium there with no roof, though, because you don't need a roof in Buffalo. It's perfect. No need for a roof.
No need for a roof in Buffalo, but you do need to have at least a championship. I mean, that city has been depressed since 1970, not winning anything, and losing an overtime game the other night. The pressure's got to be intense there. Do you think Buffalo, and we're totally off the track, but Dusty kind of led me down this way now, and I like it. Do you think that Buffalo is like the sports city that has the most pressure now to win a championship? I mean, they've never won anything. They get so close a lot of the time, and they always fall flat on their face.
Yeah, well, the issue is it legitimate pressure because there's this love affair with the Buffalo Bills. Like, so when I think of pressure, it's like, you better win or we're not going to support you. I don't get that sense at all in Buffalo. It's like, no matter how, the Bills were terrible for like 20 years in a row, and they still had passionate fans and all that. So the town needs a winning team, but I don't think there is that pressure because I guess there's not much else to do other than eat chicken wings in Buffalo. So you're going to support the team no matter what, no matter how bad they get. Like they're teetering on the brink of going the wrong direction, obviously. It's not like the Bills went out and had this amazing offseason. So I'm going to push back that there is pressure. I mean, there's obviously pressure, but the pressure to me is like, hey, we're going to boycott. We're not going to support your team if you don't win because it's been too long. I don't get that at all in Buffalo.
Yeah, talking with Ben Maller here of Fox Sports Radio. Obviously, the Chiefs in the news again with off-the-field stuff, and it's Rasheed Rice. What was your reaction when you heard Rasheed Rice was going to jail? Because I thought it was like an April Fool's joke in May.
Yeah, when I saw the weed thing, I was like, well, it's 2026. I said, what are we doing here? But then I was like, okay, well, he's on probation. Like, I remember the NFL, the joke when they have the marijuana test, and they say, all right, the test is going to be on Wednesday, so if you stop smoking the ganja on Saturday, you'll be fine. And then there'd always be like one or two guys every year that would still fail the test. Like, I feel like this is the same thing. Like, dude, even I know you're on probation. Like, I know it's kind of ridiculous and all you can say it's stupid, but you gotta follow the rules. I also though thought it was one of those parody accounts on X. I thought, oh, that must be like that guy Sports Talk Barry or one of those people, or NBA Centel doing an NFL story. It is wild. I mean, and it's like the Chiefs. Like, you cannot trust Rasheed Rice. I know you guys have talked about this a ton. I'm sure I'm late to the party, but you can't depend on him. He'll come back and he'll play, but if something happens in week 5, you're porked. You're screwed.
When you look at the NBA, which is kind of interesting right now because I think there's like 4 storylines. There's probably more. Is Wemby the face in your opinion? Like, because I think there's like a bunch of baby faces. Now, I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way, but I feel like there's 4 or 5 guys right now that can kind of take LeBron's shadow. And I think Wemby and Brunson are both kind of these guys right now And I think we're kind of seeing that develop where maybe I'm way behind and Wemby's already got his beard and everything, and he is the face.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Wemby. Like the New York bias. I was just in New York. The New York bias is, well, it's clearly Jalen Brunson. You know, he plays for the. If you win a championship with the Knicks, that's worth like 10 championships because the Knicks.
If he does that, Aaron Judge has to take the first charter plane out of New York. He has to get out of there.
He's going to be sent to the Poconos or something out of New York City. They'll send him upstate or whatever. Get out of here. Go to the Poconos. Yeah. So I like if the Knicks win, they're not winning. But if they do end up actually winning the championship, that would be insane. But it's got to be Wemby. Like he's the great Parisian hope. He's the face of the NBA. Like I feel like I'll be in my 70s and he'll still be playing and dominating. And like this is gonna like the next guy. The baton has been passed. Not yet officially, but Wemby. Although he does need to eat a nice ribeye, you know. And you guys in Kansas City, you got some great food there. Send him some barbecue or send him some Ben Maller chicken fingers over from the Landing. Some of your pretzel, Bob. He needs to fatten up because last night I don't know if you guys saw the game, but he was getting pushed around, and the officials allowed that to happen. And he's so thin. Like, that's the only really weakness he has is you can shove him around because he weighs about 130 pounds and he's 7'10" or so it seems.
But you mentioned the Knicks won't win the NBA championship. I don't know that you know that. That's not true. They're going to go out there and win the championship. And if they do, does Jalen Brunson become the greatest Knick of all time?
No! Walt Clyde Frazier.
Okay.
Before my time. Although he will pass Patrick Ewing. He'll pass everyone since in my lifetime. You think about Ewing, Carmelo Anthony, like most of those guys are from the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. So yeah, he'll pass all those guys. Although I don't know about the old school. Of course, the guys that were fans of those old school Knicks are all really old. So for the modern fan, Jalen Brunson will be number one. But I will bet you right now, Bob, the Knicks are not winning the championship. It's either going to be San Antonio or Oklahoma City. They're going to win. That's it. That's all. And the Knicks, it's going to be Heartbreak City. They'll lose in 6 games in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, you're such a West Coast biased guy with that take, man.
What are you talking about? Oklahoma and San Antonio are not anywhere near the West Coast. What are you talking about? There's no Oklahoma San Antonio bias. There's none of that.
Oklahoma City's part of the LA Olympics, my friend, so it counts.
Well, that's thanks to our political leaders or whatever. I have nothing to do with that. My God. And I ripped back in the day. I've told you the story, but I took some shots at Manu Ginobili. And I was like on the nightly news as a villain in San Antonio for taking shots at Manu Ginobili years ago. So they don't really like me in San Antonio still. So
if you could do like an athletic draft, like you could take the number one athlete, like you had the number one pick of all athletes, would you rather have Ohtani or Wembanyama?
Well, today I want Ohtani because he's fully matured. He's like great. He's better now as a pitcher than he is a hitter.
Yeah, he just didn't know $5 million left his account from his speaker. Seems mature to me.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes money disappears, Dusty. I don't.
Not when you're 27 and the guy that's your best friend that speaks English for you does it.
All right. Well, okay. So yeah, I agree with you, Dusty. I think there's something funny about that. I don't disagree. I'm not here. I'm not naive. I know there are certain athletes that are so big that you will look the other way at anything they do. But you asked me the question, Dusty,
fair.
I would take Ohtani. If you're betting like a long-term stock that I can have for the next 20 years, I'll take Wembanyama because he's going to dominate as much as you can dominate in a town like San Antonio. He's going to be in the playoffs every year, and the only weakness he has is he's too skinny. He's a beanpole, so you got to fatten him up. He'll get fat just by getting older. We all get fat by getting older, so that's going to take care of itself one way or another.
I just think it's also funny that you go to like Japan and you'd be like, oh, nobody looks like Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, nobody's 6'5", like 215, and then you go to France and you're like, where did this guy come from?
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember the first time I had that moment was Yao Ming, the biggest human being I've ever come across, Yao Ming. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't realize, are there other guys in China walking around that are like 7'5" and gigantic? I didn't know. So,
well, Ben, we appreciate the time. Hopefully FIFA doesn't screw up your city, and we'll talk to you again next week.
I'm sure they will. Thanks, guys.
That is our guy, Ben Maller, here from Fox Sports Radio.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
That's right. One word. 1, 2, 3. 3 places. Maloney's, the Sand Trap, and the Landing. 3 great local spots with delicious food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere to watch your favorite sports team or 7 o'clock tonight. Why do I say that? Because 3 to 7 is happy hour. All 3 locations. The Landing is where I'm talking about tonight, though. The Landing, happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7. Knicks and Cavs start at 7 o'clock with TVs to watch it on all of them. The Royals are off. You don't have to go through depression today. You can watch the Knicks and the Cavs at 7 o'clock right after you finish happy hour or right after you finish your $8 cheeseburger and fries. That is, again, at the Landing on Thursdays, and they also have live music on the outdoor patio from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. One word brought to you today by Maloney's, the Sand Trap, and the Landing.
Can I give you guys one word? One word on if Cleveland shows up tonight.
Hope.
How do you? And real quick, just
no, you don't need Cleveland to show up. You need Donovan Mitchell to show up in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half, yes. Donovan Mitchell, who's wanted to be a Knick his entire life, too. That must suck. But like, does Cleveland show up? How do you respond from getting kicked in the junk like they did 2 nights ago? That's demoralizing.
Don't become the Trailblazers. Go watch the documentary The Jailblazers. They were up by 13 in the fourth quarter in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. And then they missed 13 shots in a row, and Kobe and Shaq took over, and it was done.
Oh, my God. That's great.
Go watch it.
Was it good? Was it good?
Very
yeah,
good.
Okay.
Yeah, very
watch
good.
that. What's that on?
Netflix.
Okay, bet.
Called
The Box.
It's the Untold, right? The Untold story series. It's on that. It's very good.
Great. No, I'll definitely watch that.
They
Said
fall
Charlie Murphy.
They fall into that category too. The Portland Trailblazers of teams you just never think about. And then the owner. I mean, my God, what this guy has done already. Screw that guy. He fired the entire front office.
Yeah, I basically just looked at a list of salaries and top to bottom. Just
That's exactly what it was.
One's off, pretty much. All right, this is a franchise pretty relevant as well. But Joe Burrow says that we're going to be really relevant. Actually, we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Talk about the idea of trying to elevate the Bengals onto a bigger platform during the course of your career. Do you think that the Bengals are in a better spot now than they were years ago, and how much more work is there to go in that?
Definitely. I think the number one thing is you have to win. And we're going to go win a lot of games this year and play great and win a Super Bowl. And everything that comes with that.
They are favored in 15 games this year. One word.
Like you're not winning the Super Bowl? I mean, come on. You don't even know how to play in September, let alone go out and win the Super Bowl. No.
My one word is awesome. We need that.
We did, yeah.
We need this rivalry to stay fresh, and it's dying.
Yeah.
It is the fig tree that no longer bears fruit. We need the fruit to be bared.
Yes.
We need the fruit to be there. So let this happen. Let this rivalry be reborn in this Kansas City, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jamar Chase, Kansas City fans. Bring it back. I think it's awesome to hear that.
Yeah, I know it's fun, but he's so wrong.
We'll see. They rebuilt that defensive line. I don't know much about the secondary, but they're going to get to the quarterback this year, that's for sure. Aaron Rodgers hopes that his offensive line does their job as he is playing. He's coming back one more year, and he said this is his last season. With just 13 passing touchdowns this year, Rodgers will move into third all-time in the NFL history with 540.
One word on Rodgers' retirement, finality. I think this is it. And I do feel like the more I've thought about it, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be Johnny Carson in this. Last game, see you later, and never hear from him again. I do. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to disappear. He does a good job of having a disappearing wife. If you want to protect her privacy, you got to disappear. You can't be going out if you want to keep her private. So I think he'll disappear.
My one word on Rodgers, I would say, is beautiful. It is finally over. It was a great career. By God, it's beautiful that we're done with this.
It really is. It really is beautiful that we are done with it, It is.
No mas.
Yeah.
Live
Talk
mas
to you later.
at MCI, hopefully one day.
Game 2 yesterday, Thunder takes it back, ties up the series in OKC. 122-113 was the final. SGA hits a clutch shot, 30 points for the MVP. One word.
Response. And Oklahoma City needed a response after what happened to them in their first game. SGA was terrible in that first game. Come out, you lead the way, showed why you were the MVP last night. You took over that game, and you did not allow San Antonio to take a 2-0 lead in your building. It was a great response from Oklahoma City. I don't know that we get that out of Cleveland tonight, but the difference is home versus away. But that was a great response by OKC last night.
My one word would be 7. You get 5 more of these. You get to figure out which one's going to be our favorite. Probably going to be Game 7, you would hope. Game 1 has got a large lead right now at double OT and a 40-foot three-point shot
How do we
by
top
Wemby.
Game 1 in either of these series?
I don't know. Buckle up tonight. Blinds are open. Window World's got it cleared for Bob to watch for the Knicks to go
We'll
out
watch
there.
a little of that at the Top Golf
Yeah, we
first.
will.
Hopefully we get home like halftime. Like Top Golf should be over around 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Give us enough time to get home during halftime to watch the second half of that
that's
game.
perfect.
Tip at 7, 8 o'clock.
See you later.
See you later. Yeah, Top Golf tonight for the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation and Dayton Moore, doing great things in Kansas City. Way to go, Dayton.
Last one here, a guy who, speaking of disappearing acts, felt like he did one for a while. He's back. Ed Ogeron is hired by LSU and Lane Kiffin. He will be the special assistant to recruiting and defense. One word.
Gunther is what I would use because I immediately thought of when Dick Vermeil hired Gunther Cunningham to be the defensive coordinator after he was a couple of years removed from being the head coach. And I always thought, that's odd. Could you imagine coming back? You were the head coach and now you're an assistant. But for this, perfect. He has been with Lane Kiffin. They have this connection where they've been on coaching staffs together in the past. What a beautiful move. Everybody at LSU loves Ed Orgeron, right? They love that guy. Won that national championship. Brian Kelly faked the Southern accent. Lane Kiffin hired a hero. Great job by Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, beautiful. This is great. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
We get that guy back.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's awesome. And Dustman, last but not least, one word on Jamaica. Now you're back.
Speechless. I think everybody should try to go at least once. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Breathtaking. Fun.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Wasted.
It looked great.
It was a good time. Yeah, we can bring up more stories as well because there are tons to be had. But don't forget, one word brought to you by Maloney's, the Sand Trap, and the Landing. 3 great local spots, delicious food, cold drinks, TVs galore. You can watch your favorite sports teams all the time there. They have 3 outdoor patio seatings as well, or seating to enjoy the nice spring weather that should be here eventually once it dries out. But today at the Landing, Thursday, $8 cheeseburgers and fries, happy hour 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live music on the outdoor patio from 7 until 10 p.m. at the Landing. Coming up on the other side, it is Smash or Pass. So you want to be caller number 5. When you hear the sounder, we'll play it on the other side, and you can get a $50 gift card to Booth Creek Wagyu. If you are caller number 5, tell Mac that he's awesome and tell him exactly what Mac's minute was over the last time he did it on Instagram on the Fan 965. Smash or Pass next on 96.5 The Fan. You're on for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball is underway. I know it. You know it. I've seen all your gorgeous pictures, and you know I'm referencing Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're smooth, and they're refreshing and perfectly made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy with 0 troubles. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Memorial Day's almost here, and I've got a better plan than sweating in the kitchen or over the grill. I'm letting Hy-Vee handle all of the food. I'm ordering my party trays right through the Hy-Vee app. Whether I want custom builds or their huge grab-and-go selection like charcuterie, wings, seafood, sandwiches, or smoked meat, it's all there. A quick stop at their massive wine and spirits department, and I'm done. One convenient stop for the perfect party. So this Memorial Day, let Hy-Vee handle everything, from the food to the beverages, only at Hy-Vee.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load this Memorial Day at Hy-Vee. Save 25 cents per gallon on fuel with every $35 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 25 cents per gallon with your $35 purchase, 50 cents per gallon with a $70 purchase, and so on. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the Memorial Day Fuel Saver event Monday, May 25th, only at Hy-Vee.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Mia from the Winnings Desk. Every Missouri lottery ticket helps support Missouri public education. Over $8 billion and counting. I was going to list every school, but yeah, there's over 2,400 of them. See the full list at molottery.com/education. Play it forward and play responsibly.
You know how avoiding eye contact with people when your brakes screech makes it less awkward? It doesn't. But you can just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
635 both directions, heavy approaching the state line with construction. East side 70 westbound, slow from Manchester traffic way past 31st Street. Oak Grove 70 westbound, heavy from Broadway for about a mile and a half with construction right lane blocked. Alan Carr 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan as we move along on a Thursday. Since we're in the mood, right? You hear this drop. FIFA! Be caller number 5. Tell Mac he's awesome.
Mac's awesome.
And then say, Mac, I really loved Mac's Minute this week. Love that it was on fill in the blank. Mac says, okay, what's your name? What's your email? And you have a $50 gift card to Booth Creek Wagyu. Tomato. And there are now 2 locations, 95th and Nolan, 135th and Metcalf. Also brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford. On a mission to do more online at Shawnee Mission Ford.
Can I give you guys a smasher pass to start this thing off? Because I think everybody's going to smash this, and I wish I had thought of this idea, 40 years ago. Dusty, we have the same algorithm on X, so I'm sure you have seen this one. But what people are doing now is instead of marshmallows, they're roasting cookie dough.
Oh, my God. I saw this.
Did you guys see this, right?
You don't even need to roast it.
I mean, how good did that look?
Why?
You take the cookie dough, like you ball it up to make the cookies, and you put it on the thing that you put over the fire, the stick, whatever you want to call it. And you just let it cook inside the fire, and then they open it up, and it's just molten lava hot chocolate chip cookies that we're doing. So now we're roasting chocolate chip cookie dough instead of marshmallow. I am 1,000% in. I don't know that I'll roast a marshmallow again based on this one, right?
I mean, I don't like marshmallows as much as the average person. So, I mean, I eat my sushi or my cookie dough in like sushi form. Just raw.
Yes.
A tablespoon out of the jar and then leave me alone.
Yeah, that looked good.
That looked amazing. I can't believe that hasn't been a thing forever. What are we doing here, guys?
Where has this been?
What are we doing? No, that's for sure happening next time.
Smash or pass. There's a man who bought 80 Pizza Huts.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Have you looked at the locations of these Pizza Huts, by the way?
No, because I'll be disappointed.
No, you won't, because honest to God, of the 80 cities, I think I've not heard of 79 of them.
Oh, okay.
Like, they are in podunk.
That's why I was saying I'd be disappointed. We're not going to have one near us. But
not yet.
80 Pizza Huts he bought to bring back the iconic version America missed. And people are losing their minds, like Dusty Likens, because he wants to bring back the red cups, the ambiance, the buffet,
the grease,
all of it.
You got to bring back the grease.
Yeah, you just gotta do it, man. So, more locations to bring back the iconic nostalgia of Pizza Hut. So I was thinking to myself, what other places, fast food wise, would you like buffet style? Now, obviously, KFC used to have them all the time,
right.
And in
The
Jamaica,
Kentucky
the
Hut.
tour guide said KFC. It stands for what'd she say? Women cook less or something like that. KFC. I can't remember what she said. She said like.
What?
I can't remember what she said, but it was something along the lines, we don't have to cook for anybody or something like that, but they have them everywhere. KFC's, Popeyes, and Wendy's.
KFCs are like the American restaurant that's everywhere. I mean, every country that I've been to, you see KFC everywhere. McDonald's would be the perfect buffet.
Yeah, McDonald's would be good.
Could you imagine the damage somebody would do at a McDonald's buffet?
Just a bed full of nuggets?
I mean, the nuggets, the cheeseburgers, the fries.
What about a Chick-fil-A buffet?
Even better.
Yeah.
Just build
Way
your own
better.
patties, all the nuggets they have. You
So
just
good.
take multiple scoops, bed of waffle
Those places
fries.
would be out of business in 5 minutes. You know who would roll into those places.
You're staring at them.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
all over the place.
You come in at 11 and you leave at 4. Sir, you need to go.
No more
Yeah, you'd
chicken.
have to add some stipulations. 402 says Wendy's had a super buffet back in the day.
I don't
That would be
remember the
sick.
Wendy's buffet
I would love
at
a
all.
Wendy's buffet.
Wendy's could just have a potato bar.
Yeah, potato bar.
Yes,
potato and
yeah.
chili bar.
Chili, yeah.
T-Bell, that's got to hit, right? I don't know how you would do that buffet style, though.
Well, you'd have to have all the tacos pre-wrapped and everything like that for people to take.
Yeah,
you know.
quesadillas pre-wrapped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Panda Express would be sick.
Yeah, just get
Like a
keep
Chinese
going back
buffet,
up
but
and
it's
up.
Panda
All that,
Express, yeah. Smash that. Okay, Jamaican food. That's what you guys want. Jackfruit.
No, out.
No.
100% out because they try to peddle that stuff as pulled pork. You know, I'm out on that.
There are
Yeah.
vegetarians that tend to use it as a meat substitute.
Yeah.
It was fun watching the locals teach my family how to eat it.
Yeah.
You pull out these 2 giant seeds, and then you kind of pull back a little bit, and then like you would to mold a mouthpiece, right? That's how hard you bite down, and then you pull it back.
Yeah, out.
They
Yeah.
loved it.
That's like almost eating artichoke.
That's what I told Mac today. It was like the artichoke of like fruit.
Yeah, I'm out.
I definitely give it a
I've
try.
had
I don't
it.
think I've had, maybe I have, but I don't think I have. I also didn't know this. It's the largest tree fruit. It reaches 120 pounds.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's a big fruit.
It's a massive fruit.
Somebody says, bring back Godfather's Pizza in their buffet. Yes. It was so good.
Is Mr. Gaddy still around?
Never heard of it.
Oh, God. That was a place they had in Lawrence you would go to. It's probably not around anymore. I probably ate them out of business.
Text line says Waffle House buffet would be great.
That would be dangerous. Yeah,
it's literally dangerous. All the fights and everything, and people be throwing waffles at each other.
What about dragon fruit? Smash or pass. That was a popular one.
I'd try it. I don't know that I've had it. I've heard of it, obviously. I've seen it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it tastes like, but I try it, yeah.
It's sweet, but not overly sweet. Very succulent. Very good.
Is it mushy?
Is it kind of like a kiwi?
It's kind of like a pear.
Oh, yeah, okay. I've been on that, sure.
Yeah, texture-wise. At least that's, I don't know, that's what I thought.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong.
I don't think I've had this. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of the lattes.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot.
Dragon fruit
drinks from Starbucks. Yeah,
and it's just artificially pink.
Of course,
right, of course.
Yeah. But it is a very beautiful looking fruit.
It looks
like
really
white
pretty.
With black seeds, like a pink like rind. Papaya, yes or no?
Or smash, yeah.
Smash.
I like a good papaya.
Smash.
Joe the fruit guy had great papayas back in the day.
Another one, jerk chicken. I think we're all there.
Yep.
Don't think I've ever officially had it, but of course I'd smash.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about swordfish?
Yo, 100%. I love swordfish. I cook it a lot.
So good.
It's really good. It's a good
meaty
thick
white
fish.
Yeah, meaty white. Close your eyes, you think you're eating like a sirloin.
Yeah, it's great. I love swordfish.
Yeah, I would definitely love to try that. That would be awesome.
I'm trying to think of what other.
Go to Hy-Vee and get a filet and cook it on the grill.
There you go.
Blackstone would be a good way.
Yeah, it
to
is good on the
swordfish.
Blackstone. Yeah, absolutely.
I think another one was it was called kingfish, so it's served cold. But I told you it's in like that Mexican dip type thing.
Ceviche.
Yeah. But it's served cold and seasoned. I'd never really had like that. I've never had grilled fish served cold, if that makes sense.
Oh, they cooked it and
then it's chilled in like that ceviche stuff. And it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. Yes, I would smash it, but
because I would have rather had
like
that's grilled and it's in the cold area. I was like, my mind is
yes.
playing games.
Oh no, me too. I would have looked at that and been like,
it's like Alex was like, is that potato salad or mashed potatoes on ice?
Yeah,
no, Alex.
No, but see the fish. I would never thought that would be. You said ceviche style. That's raw and it just cooks in the juice of the lemon and the lime, all that citrus. So I would be more in on that than the pre-cooked fish then served cold.
816 asks, can we please bring back crab legs to the casino?
No.
You want to talk about a fight?
Yeah. No, I hate crab legs, man. Too much work.
Hey, I was having them at the Miami casino. They were fantastic.
Yeah, I love them. I would do it because it used to be, I think, Thursday night at Harris.
Oh,
back in the day.
You want to talk about fights breaking out at the casino. People would be waiting for those damn crab legs to be put out.
You know that scene from Home Alone when Fuller gets his like body smashed because Uncle Frank stands up because the milk spills?
Yeah.
That was me at the, I think it was the Harris casino because I got up and some guy saw the fresh legs coming. I was like,
yeah, you want to stay away from the crab leg buffet, man. People don't care. They will kill you for those crab legs.
Last one. Would you rather have a Pizza Hut 90s nostalgia buffet or a Shoney's buffet?
Shoney's. Nothing beats a good breakfast buffet. Shoney's for us, they weren't in Jersey, but every time we would go on vacation, we'd go to Shoney's or Bob's Big Boy, something like that. No, give me a Shoney's buffet with all those sausage links that they would have and the bacon. It's all just sitting in grease. Fantastic.
KFC in Jamaica, man, stands for keeps us from cooking, man.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Keeps us from cooking.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was great. They were everywhere. Never tried it. Wasn't going to waste my time.
No, you don't do that.
There are some people who say, hey, go try a McDonald's burger in France. Let me know what it is. I'm like, I'd rather have French food.
Yeah.
So I spent all my time.
It's like the people who tell you, oh, you're going to New York. Here's a good barbecue place. I don't need a barbecue place in New York, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm sick to my stomach of barbecue from where I live. So, somebody says, Dusty wearing that October-ready hoodie is wild because I'm ready for football.
Yeah, it's football season.
I'm glued to the TV every night for that, but that is Smash or Pass here on 96.5 The Fan.
FIFA!
You know what to do. The three things I told you. No need to remind you. Just get it right and talk to Mac. Coming up on the other side, Bob wants to get into some CAG situation because of what Eric Hosmer told him yesterday here on this show on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at QC Kinetics are looking around and they're going, why aren't you coming to see us? If you have joint pain, you need to come see us, because if you do, you're going to feel better. And if you have joint pain, we're going to fix it without drugs, without surgery, and without downtime. How does that sound to you? At QC Kinetics, it sounds amazing, because that's what they do. The medical team at QC Kinetics and their long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain have been helping Americans all over the place. Over 40,000 people have looked at QC Kinetics and went, thank you, I can move again without pain. The science is real, the treatments are natural, and your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools, and we're doing it without the operating room. No hardware, no drugs, no downtime. Just getting back to being you, the version of you that doesn't map out a route based on where you can sit to avoid the stairs. So get that free consultation now with QC Kinetics. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and driving in this area means navigating everything from busy metro traffic to open Midwest roads, so having the right auto insurance really matters. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers trustworthy protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that gives you real peace of mind. And when you bundle policies or insurance multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
The wild weather this spring has brought hail to New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. What that means is they've got plenty of new and used cars and trucks with light cosmetic hail damage. New Century is having a hail of a sale to clear them all out. You can save as much as $15,000 and still receive all the factory incentives. The hail of a sale will not last long at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Remember, you always pay less in Paola. See dealer for details.
This report is brought to you by Bet365. Winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show. This Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Built for the job site. Built for you. Join Milwaukee Tool at the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show. This Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Get hands-on with the latest tools, see live demos, and talk directly with Milwaukee reps. Food, giveaways, and 30-plus vendors. Don't miss it.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
635 both directions, heavy approaching the state line, heading on the east side, 70 westbound, slow from Manchester traffic way past 31st Street. 435 northbound, pretty slow heading up towards 23rd with an earlier accident before Truman, now off to the right shoulder. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
The Cody and Gold Garage Sale benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum is on Wednesday, June 10th on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back at it on 96.5 The Fan. Check it out, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, anywhere you can check out these beautiful cameras that follow you. It's like WALL-E. Great movie. There is still a Godfather's Pizza on North Antioch and Gladstone that does the buffet. I'll tell you what, that cinnamon streusel pizza or whatever it is they have.
Oh, God.
Dude, it's nuts.
Dude, it's got like butter all over it. It's fantastic. It's so good.
The little circle. Yeah. I don't know. Once I found Italian Delight, I never went back, really, though, when it came to pizza.
Yeah,
Once I found those lovely people, I was like, all right, this is
Love you,
good.
Renee.
Yes. The calzone, the cannoli is the best thing there. The cannoli and the olive salad. That's the Dusty
There
Likens
you go.
meal.
The cannoli and olive salad. That sounds like a terrible combination. I'll have the cannoli and the olive salad.
Great combination.
Like that salty sweet you don't like, but that's like as salty and well, cannoli isn't really that sweet.
Not
you know?
really. It's almost like a nutty taste, right?
Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's
but
like
the way to go. The way I would do it is I would go stromboli for
savory,
lunch.
maybe.
I'd go stromboli, appetizer, olive salad, and then the cannoli.
Yeah. Okay. We had a guy that used to work here that would go to Italian Delight and eat 2 slices of pizza for his appetizer.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know where Rich is these days.
Yeah. Well, I got to guess. Speaking of cannoli, holy cannoli Royals.
They won 1 game when you were gone.
I can't believe that. I had to double take that on the plane. I was like, oh my gosh. They won the Sunday game against St. Louis?
Yeah, the Sunday game against the Cardinals. That was it.
So they are 20-30, and they were
right.
19-22 when I left.
That's
a game
right.
and a half back of first place. Now 8.5. Unreal.
You got a week.
1 week. I was just mesmerized by that because, all this sort of stuff. And everything that went on. And yesterday, I think I had a wonderful interview from Eric Hosmer.
He was great yesterday.
He was.
Man.
Shouted out our girl, Emily Penning, on that interview as well. And then
Fescoe and Dusty.
Also, Fescoe and Dusty, you can hear all the time, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. But he had something to say about CAGs that you said you wanted to bookmark and get back to.
Yep.
Here's his reasoning about CAGs.
So for me, you got to give these guys the opportunity. And I think there's more to the platooning stuff. There's these sinkers, cutters, lefties and righties. For me personally, a right-handed sinker was my bread and butter, right? Ball moving away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So if a lefty's throwing a cutter, that ball's doing the same action, moving away from me. I love it. I need to face that lefty. If a lefty's throwing a sinker running into me, I have no chance. He's going to tie me up. I'm trying to get the ball in the air. I can't get extension. So if that's a righty and he's throwing a cutter and that's that same movement into me, what's the difference of me facing that righty versus that lefty sinker? So I think not only the platooning with the left-right thing is just it's too much. I don't think the details inside it really tell the full story. So some of those lefties with cutters, with a guy like Cags that can go the other way, I feel like it's those lefties that get you back to that swing you're searching for if you're ever in a tough spot. But you really need those at-bats. And again, Jack Caglione, a guy like him, he's in scoring position when he stands in that box. So it's hard to really give him half the at-bats throughout the course of the season, in my opinion.
Cags would go 2 for 4 last night against the lefty and go opposite field with an effortless hit that went over the third baseman's head. But he goes 2 for 4 last night facing left-handed pitching.
Yeah, and we've been told because they created some scenario in their minds, because that's what it is. It's mythical. The fact that Jack Caglione can't hit left-handed pitchers is like a unicorn. It is a mythical, made-up stat, fact, whatever you want to say. There is zero proof by the Royals that he cannot hit left-handed pitchers. You have told him that he can't hit left-handed pitchers because he only had 380 at-bats in the minor leagues. That's not enough to figure out if somebody can or can't do something in baseball. You need at least 1,000 at-bats, they always say, before you can really figure out what's going on. So he didn't have the minor league at-bats to show me he couldn't hit lefties, and you haven't given him that opportunity at the big league level to not be able to hit lefties. So you, as leaders of this organization, have been telling one of these guys who's part of your future that they're a part-time player and they can't hit lefties, and you don't even have factual evidence to back that up with. That's the sad part about all of this. This is a team that is allegedly using analytics to dictate their lineup, but they have no factual or statistical proof that Jack Caglione can't hit lefties. And what they do have is such a limited sample size, it would make any major leaguer roll their eyes. And so what Eric Hosmer said there is brilliant. He came up to the big league level, played every day, turned into a really good baseball player, a world champion, a hero here in Kansas City, and they allowed him to go out there and learn. And they allowed him to go out there and swing against lefties. Imagine if they platooned Eric Hosmer or they platooned Mike Moustakas. This team never would have won a world championship. They never would have won in 2015 if they took that approach, because it's a bad approach to take. The approach that the Royals have right now stinks. It's a bad form of baseball. And that's why this organization right now isn't destined to win anything. They're not letting their guys go out there and play and get better. And Eric Hosmer said he had so much success against righties because he was able to have success and learn how to hit against lefties. And so it all ties together, and they're not allowing that out of Jack Caglione. Maybe they'll start now. They've got nothing left to play for. Let this kid go out there and mature at the big league level. So when next season comes along, we're not in the same spot begging for you to let a guy hit lefties when you've never done it before, but you've told him he can't do something. Imagine that. Imagine if I was a parent and I told my kid they're not good enough to do something their entire life. That would be a terrible way to raise a child. That's what the Royals are doing to Jack Caglione.
The thing that sticks out to me is one of one of two. So J.J. Weatherholt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good baseball player for the St. Louis Cardinals. He was drafted the next pick after Caglione. This year alone, and again, I'm not going off plate appearances. I'm going off at bats because I don't think walks are really that relevant in this stat because I think everybody's kind of in the same window. I don't think Jack has a ton of walks. But J.J. Weatherholtz this year, first year, made his debut this year, has 180 at bats. Connor Griffin, right? 19-year-old, now 20.
Yeah.
He made his debut about a month ago.
Well, beginning of April, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
158 at bats. Jack Caglione, it's his second year in the league. He has 146.
That sucks.
So
it's unacceptable.
No, it really is. I mean, that's a great pull right there, Dusty.
Appreciate you.
I mean, that's a great pull. I mean, that
Jack has 12 walks. So if you want to add the walks to his at bats, he has 158. J.J. Weatherholtz 180. Connor Griffin 158. So he'd have the same amount of plate appearances plus. I know Connor Griffin's gotten walks, but per at bats, so walks, whatever, whatever at bats, walks are relevant. But 158 this year from Connor Griffin, who made his debut on April. Let's see, it's got it right here on April 3rd.
Yeah.
And he has the same amount of at bats as a second-year pro in Jack Caglione this year.
Yeah.
J.J. Weatherholtz, who was drafted 7th overall in the 2024 draft, by the way, right after Cags, has 180 this year, and your superstar has 146.
Right, and you're not allowing him to play because you told him he can't do something. You've never let him go out there and fail to see if he can or can't do something. What if Jack Caglione turns into one of the greatest left-handed hitters on planet Earth, and he's doing it in another uniform because, again, you underdeveloped another player in your organization?
I just see this situation being very similar to the situation that we had last year with Noah Cameron. He was a rookie coming into the league. I understand the first 4 to 5 starts, like let him get his feet wet, let him get into it, and then start seeing where he goes. We see this happen with starters in the regular season that have been in the league for 8-9 years. Like the first few starts, they're not going to go over 85 pitches. They're not going to ruin and gas out their arm immediately, right? And we saw last year that they kept taking Q is the one because he's in charge of the bullpen. That's his job. I'm not getting in trouble for saying that. He would take Noah Cameron out it seemed almost that if once he got to 85, he was done. But it was past like starts 4, 5, and 6. And then it was like, well, we just haven't seen him get into the 6th inning or later, so we don't really know that. But how do you know if you don't know? And now it's like you drafted a guy 6th overall. So let's say the Chiefs are in this situation. How much sense would this make, right? They drafted Mansour Delane, 6th overall.
Right,
coincidence,
same. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
okay,
like
Spags goes, he really plays good at home, but on away games, he's not going to play.
That's right.
What? How do we know that?
Right.
We've got to figure it out.
We don't know
You
that.
drafted this guy to be a franchise changer, and he needs to play every day. You need him to get some scars. When you learned how to ride a bike, Mac, did you get right on, hit the hill, didn't fall, didn't scrape your knee, your elbow, nothing? Didn't get your shin blasted by the pedal that
the
you
pedal
know
hitting the
sucks.
shin
Your
sucks.
jean didn't get caught in the grease of the bike chain.
Yeah.
You had to learn to keep your jeans away because you know how you learned? You got your jeans caught in the bike chain.
You made mistakes and you learn. It's with anything in life,
So
no matter
I
what.
just would like to see and understand. I get it. Lineups change due to everyday pitching. I get that's part of the game. But superstars change when they don't get consistency, and it can affect the emotions in the locker room. Imagine hitting that tank shot that Cags hit, and then the next day it's like, take the day, bud.
Yeah, have a day.
Yet you keep a guy who for 2.5 months isn't hitting above the Mendoza line at 3rd. That, to me, is where the issue lies because what is the message? We talked about Rasheed Rice earlier about, hey, he keeps getting in trouble. What's the message? What's the message? Well, the message is he's paying for it in a way that is the way he's paying for it. Guy hits a home run. Guy goes 2 for 4, doesn't hit the next day because it's a powerful lefty. But the guy who is a lefty who isn't hitting his damn weight doesn't see any sort of anything.
That's right.
Now, I know that Vinny got the day yesterday. They moved him down the lineup before that, and there's an off day today that everybody on that roster needs. And I think that's totally fine. But again, like, what is the message? And I think that's where the confusion gets, and that's where you're starting to see the guys bobble balls in the outfield, make blundering mistakes. Michael Garcia the other night, I didn't hustle my ass out of the box. That's on me. Props for him for saying that. I thought Q's response to that was great. But again, like, why is that happening?
Right.
Because there's some sort of, I don't know.
Well, because
just,
everybody comes to work every day and they don't know what the expectation level is for them. And that's where it is right now. You have 26 people going into the office every single day, and they don't know what the expectation is, and they don't even really know what their duty for that day is going to be. Imagine going to work every day and not knowing what you're going to do. And then, the boss finally tells you an hour into your day, okay, we need you to do this. And then it's something different the next day, and then you're off the next day. You never develop any rhythm. I tweeted about Nick Lofton last night making those plays at second base. I go, man, he's having a tough night or whatever it was. You know why he's having a tough night? Because he plays every third day. He's not getting the repetitions out there every single day to become better, to learn how to play the game, to not make those mistakes, to keep the rust off. These guys are rusty. They're playing and they're sitting. They're playing and they're sitting. And then your analogy with Vinny is unbelievable because it is a mixed message, Dusty. And that's ultimately why this isn't going to work at Kauffman Stadium with this regime in place, is because they've got these mixed messages that they're sending. They're telling a young kid, you can't hit lefties. Meanwhile, they got a guy who legitimately can't hit lefties or righties, and they just finally moved him out of that third spot in the order. That is a completely different message that you're sending. And I'll be honest with you. You say, well, Vinny's done it before. Yes, he has. He's still a young guy. And sometimes you need those mental breaks. They've handled Vinny Pasquantino this season terribly. They've sent mixed messages to everybody. So nobody knows what to do. I can't blame these players right now for being rusty or not getting the job done, because every day it's something different with this organization, and baseball players of all athletes crave consistency more than any of them. And I don't know what the direction of this organization is right now and what their philosophy is, because what I'm looking at right now is BBL stinky.
I guess I could wrap this up real quick with this, because my question is, if you trust in Vinny to get out of the funk, why don't you have that same trust and belief in Jack to be able to become what he can be?
Another great point.
Again, the Royals, comes from Royals Review, buddies of mine on X. The Royals have had 16 series this year. They've won 4, tied 2, and lost 10. They've been swept 4 times. They are tied for the 4th worst record in baseball. Let the future shine.
And one more thing. They have to win 10 straight games now to get back to even. They cannot get back to 500 until at minimum June 1st.
Crazy. Coming up on the other side, who the Chiefs could consider and why it would make sense. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control are exceptional, man. I love the work that they have done for our yard. I love the customer service as well. When they come over, they tell you what's going on. If you happen to be there at the same time as them, they lead you through everything. And, man, they do an unbelievable job, too, because they turned my lawn into like a golf course-looking yard when it was absolute mud, dirt, and despair. It was sadness in our front yard, and now it's awesome because of Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. No weeds, no dandelions, no dirt spots, no dead spots, just green grass everywhere, and we absolutely love it. And another thing that we love about Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is that mosquito dome. This is the time of year everybody loves being outside. You love hanging out in your yard, right? You don't want to get eaten alive by mosquitoes, and you don't want your pet to have to deal with the ticks and the fleas as well. The mosquito dome takes care of all of that, keeps your backyard safe for your pets and mosquito-free for you as well to enjoy the outdoors. So get that free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Side at Rob Side 4. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Site Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Site Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob's Site Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob's Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob's Site.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
This active storm season has made an impact on Kansas City roofs, and at Century Roofing, we're busier than ever. To keep up with demand, our award-winning team is now hiring loaders and repair technicians. We offer great pay, a strong team, immediate openings, and room to grow with our KC-based, female-owned company, trusted for over 35 years. Apply in person or online today at centuryroofingkc.com. Trust the pillars of strength.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
East side 70 westbound, heavy from Manchester traffic way past 40 highway with construction. Heading through the Grandview Triangle, things look good. 435 westbound, sluggish from there to the state line. Kansas side 635 northbound, still rolling from K5 to the bridge with ongoing road work down to one lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it here on a Thursday. Do not forget, 1 hour from now, you have a chance to qualify for a $500 gift card to Hy-Vee. Name that country. One qualifier per day at 9:20. So one more hour on today. You can be our fourth person to qualify. Tomorrow we'll have our fifth and then take the drawing. Random person wins $500 to Hy-Vee. for their summer watch parties to watch the soccer tournament seen around the world. As we prepare for that, what are we, like 11 days away or something like that? We're 10 days from the 31st. June 1st is, wow, here we go.
Doesn't feel like it.
No,
it
seems
coming
like
up.
all the water parks are starting to open up around.
Thank
I guess
God.
There's one in Lee Summit that's getting ready. They were running the test trials yesterday. I was driving home. I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah, Memorial Day's on one day of this
it
weekend.
is.
So you got to get it. And school's out today. Everybody's kids are graduating. I'm seeing all the pictures on like Instagram. Like, oh, man, 3rd grade, 8th grade, 5th grade, 2nd grade, Nixon 6th.
Yeah, it's all over the place today, man. All the kiddos are going to be running around. Here's what I will say. As much as I love Chick-fil-A, this is the day not to go to Chick-fil-A for lunch because every school kid will be there. Every school kid will be at Chick-fil-A today for lunch. I promise you that. It will be insane. They do such a great job of, getting the kids through and all that kind of stuff. That's why they all go there, because it's outstanding. But this is one of those days Chick-fil-A will be mobbed today. I made that mistake a few years ago. We went to Chick-fil-A. Me and a buddy of mine, when school was out, we're like, oh, my God, every school kid is here because they know what's good, right? And so just a fair warning, Chick-fil-A going to be a little bit busy today because all the kiddos are getting out and moving on. And the J opened their outdoor pool yesterday with all the water features and that. So, yeah, summer's coming. I just wish it was sunny out.
I think they'll have plenty of sun. Because this is more so like I always remember how it evolved for the summer. It's like the first day out of school, you went to your buddy's house at night, stayed the night. Then you flip-flopped. And then it was the other parents' turn. They're going to back-to-back spend the nights, right? And then it was after that, it was like the summer began, like where it was like, hey, we're going to ride our bikes to Centennial Pool. If you were a Blue Springs real one, that's what you did. Your parents gave you, $5 a day. Back then, I don't know if that was a lot, but it was, hey, get in for $2 or you had a pass, and then you went in there and you got nachos or a super rope or a soft pretzel with cheese. And that was kind of what you did all summer long. Oh, it was great. Take your little bike up there, lock it up, go in there at like 11 o'clock, hang out, flirt with the chicks, ride your bike home.
Hell yeah.
That was elementary, middle school.
Play some video games before you go to sleep.
Absolutely. Or you played pickup basketball or wiffle ball in the backyard and just pelted your parents' house with a wiffle ball coated in duct tape and electric tape.
We were lucky. We had the school across the street, so we did everything over there. We had free fields all summer
That's
long.
really nice.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, not that schools are far from anybody, but asking a kid to go out and play these days is like foreign to them.
Somebody says, so what, Bob, you're telling me Chick-fil-A is going to be more packed than it already
is. Yeah, that's right, because all the kids will be there, right? It's always crowded at lunchtime, but now you're going to have the kiddos there. They all go to Chick-fil-A. I promise you this. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. I just know that on these, like maybe 3 o'clock is the time to go to Chick-fil-A today.
Yeah, wait a little later
for lunch. Yeah.
Push it a little
What
bit.
I'm saying is we get out of the show, straight
Go
there
to Chick-fil-A for breakfast.
All right.
That's exactly right. Yes.
That's the move.
Yeah, that's the move right now. You want to get Chick-fil-A today, go a little bit before 11, grab all your Chick-fil-A, give the kids like from 11 to 12:30 at Chick-fil-A, and then go back about Chick-fil-A between 12:30 and 1. It'll be empty because they'll all be home doing their summertime things.
How long's your better half been teaching?
Well, on and off. I think she has 11 more years to go before retirement, and so I don't know, 20-some years probably.
This
now.
comes from the text line for the 913. First year PE teacher, last day for me.
Yeah, there you go. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Any advice?
Fun. Any advice for
that you have seen from a fellow teacher that has had many last days are what they do in their summer?
I would say enjoy it, rest, because you deserve it. I mean, what teachers go through, people don't understand what these teachers go through on a daily basis with not only with the kids, but with the other teachers, with the parents, like everybody. It's just constant, right? You're constantly dealing with something when you're a teacher. And so just enjoy that summer. Just absolutely kick back and relax and take a deep breath, because the new year is going to be here before we know it, and you're going to be back at it, and you need to be fresh and ready to go for those kids. You owe it to them. So make sure you're resting and get rested up this summer.
Yeah, go get an Airbnb at like Table Rock Lake and just relax. Or have a staycation where you sleep in till 10.
Yeah.
Wake up and
go to the pool.
Make breakfast at 11. Do your thing. So with Rasheed Rice's news, I thought it was interesting where everybody wanted to go get just another like troubled wide receiver off the field. Because we talked about earlier about how it's okay if you have issues on the field. Like I'm okay if you take your helmet off and get ejected in a game. I don't think we ever really saw off the field issues with Travis Kelce, but boy, there was a tally sheet for a while that we were running out of where it was on the field issues that eventually got settled. Missing curfew, gets benched for a first half against the Chargers, throws a towel as a flag, mimicking a ref's actions, gets kicked out of the game. Chiefs damn near lose the game because of him. against Jacksonville, the dice move against Denver. All that stuff was on the field. It wasn't off the field. Eventually you can fix that, or it, gets moved on, but it's never like a law issue. And so when you look at the situation that we are seeing with Rasheed Rice, I don't know if Stephon Diggs would be somebody that I would consider because of what we've seen off the field. Yeah. And I mean, A.J. Brown is a guy whose name obviously pops up in the algorithm of Chiefs followers on Twitter and stuff like that. Has A.J. Brown ever done anything off the field that anybody knows of?
No. He read the book on the field, and people were mad about that, but so what? I mean, who cares? That didn't really hurt from what he was doing on the field. His quarterback and play caller, as they showed you after that season, were the reasons why A.J. Brown didn't get – they got a new offensive coordinator in Philadelphia. So, no, A.J. Brown is not a problem. He's got an ego, which every athlete should have an ego when you're playing
especially
at that level.
That position.
Yes, and again, at that position, too.
That's the most 1v1 position in football, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And corners are paid to stop you, and you're paid to beat them.
That's right.
And I think that's why corner is the toughest position to play. So when the corner gets it, it's to me, it's a very pitcher-batter relationship. Like if the pitcher strikes you out and gets jacked up, remember that. So then when you beat the corner, you get jacked up when you beat him. So I think that's always going to be the territory of that position, because I don't think you can play that position and not have ego.
Right.
Whether Larry Fitzgerald didn't show it, I believe his ego in those situations, like, all right, I'm about to cook this guy. DeAndre Hopkins had that ego. It was just well-tempered. Some people's aren't. But again, I don't think that can happen. And I don't know if you can be great. Your guy, Double J. Justin Jefferson. Massive ego.
Yeah, you got to be.
But it's controlled. Jamar Chase, massive ego.
It's about 75% control.
But can I ask you what Jamar Chase, is there anything he's done off the field?
No.
Okay.
No. Justin Jefferson's done nothing off the field.
CeeDee Lamb?
I don't believe so.
I don't think he's had anything off the field. No, I don't think anything off the field other than the trophy being
Diggs
spilled
been
wrong,
accused of two things off the field, one of which was complete bogus with his personal chef read into that court case.
Right.
Complete bogus. Nothing of that happened. Completely innocent. That was thrown away. He is dealing with a civil lawsuit that could also be complete bogus. Someone accusing him of trying to steal his Ferrari, him and his brother.
Right.
We'll see if that's bogus.
We'll see if that's bogus,
Part of me kind of feels, we'll see.
People are out trying to get
they're trying to
athletes.
They're trying to get athletes.
And
they're trying
to get
the
court of public opinion. People automatically blame the athlete.
People don't like Diggs. Let's go after him.
Exactly. Yeah,
so I'm holding my breath on that latest. So I don't off the field. He's had rumblings, but nothing's ever really come to terms. Nothing's really ever happened.
Now he's had rumblings in his organization. I mean, he has been moved on from the Vikings, the Bills, the Texans.
The Vikings he was with forever, and it was time to move on. The Bills he was with for 4 or 5 years, and they reached a point it was time to move on. I mean, I don't know. And then he got hurt with Houston. Sometimes it's time to move on. If after 5 or 6 seasons not winning, that picture of him at the AFC Championship game with his hands on his hips going, what the hell?
Was Minnesota more contract, though? They didn't want to give him that
That's true. They didn't want to give him that max.
It was. They didn't want to give him. They didn't want to pay him, and so that's
he's kind of. I don't know. I love this stat from Pat Thorman, who's an NFL guy.
People will say in the NFL, and maybe they're just making this up. I don't know. They go, source seems like he's worn out his welcome. I've heard that a lot about Stephon Diggs. So if that's the case, but for 1 year or 2 years, it's hard to wear out your welcome that fast.
It's similar to A.J. Brown to me. I mean, he wants to win, and he wants to be a part of winning. I mean, it's similar to A.J. Brown. I mean, and if Stephon Diggs was on an Eagles-like offense, we would see a lot of the same things.
And what's wrong with wanting to win? Isn't that what we want out of our players?
Yes, exactly. This comes from Pat Thorman. Last year, Diggs finished 9th in catches and 15th in receiving yards. Yeah. He only played 55% of the snaps.
Right. But when he was in, he was in.
He was in, and he was good. And that's a year off of an ACL tear.
That's why I'm interested to see what Drake May does this year.
Give him some receivers.
Yeah.
Yep. A.J. Brown and Romeo Dobbs already.
Well, we don't know that A.J. Brown is going to go there. I mean, and look, man, if Clark Hunt decides and gives the checkbook to Brett Veach and says, go get A.J. Brown, then they're going to go get A.J. Brown, and he'll be here. It all depends on what ownership allows.
Do you want A.J. Brown if he doesn't want to be here?
I don't know that he doesn't want to be here.
I think there's 31 teams he doesn't want to be on.
Are you being serious about that?
There's one team that he wants to play for.
I think he's with Big Mike.
Yeah, there's one team he wants to play for.
Okay, great. But you know what? You're going to play for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes instead. And and you're going to be the number one guy. You think he's going to be down about that? If he's down about that, then I don't want him here. I don't want somebody here who doesn't want to be. If you want to go play in New England and hope your coach lasts the season, then fine. Go ahead and do that. But I don't. I think they've just linked them together and nobody else has said anything. It's like in high school, so and so are dating, so nobody moves in on them, and they're not in a great relationship, and they would be willing to date anybody if somebody just asked. Like I think A.J. Brown is that guy who just wanted out. Knew this guy was his coach. We obviously connected the dots with Rossini to New England, and maybe he doesn't realize there are other suitors out there. And now with Rasheed Rice being behind bars, Maybe the Chiefs decide, you know what, we need to fix this thing today. And for the future, we are going to trade for A.J. Brown and give him the money that he wants. He'll be happy with
I think
that.
the one thing that hurts the Chiefs' cause is being so damn good.
Yeah.
And the other thing that hurts that is A.J. Brown has one of those things the Chiefs have.
Yep.
Like, he's got that ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he wants to go back with Vrabel because Vrabel used him in Tennessee. Like, that was the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think Andy Reid would use you?
Yeah, no, I
hope
do,
so.
but
Yeah.
I think he wants Vrabel to get that ring, and he wants to go back to that system that he knows and he's comfortable
there's a
with. And he
fair
doesn't
point
have
on
to
that
have all
part,
that.
though, to get
Whereas,
that
like,
ring.
we know that Andy Reid's playbook is difficult. It might be, and A.J. Brown could probably figure it out in a simple training camp in St. Joe, but he ain't got to figure nothing out in Vrabel's playbook, and they can get that together, and that's something that has lost time between the two of them.
Great point that you bring up there about the playbook and learning this stuff in training camp. So, obviously, my dad is back on the Giant bandwagon in a big way.
Oh, yeah,
right?
he likes
big
dart.
way. But loves dart, loves the whole
And
thing. Right
Scatabo.
now. And
Scatabo.
Scatabo.
Yeah. This is how he pronounces his name, I'm sure, too. But he sent me a video yesterday of Phil Simms and Jackson Dart talking about, the seam pass or whatever it was, right? It's an 11-minute video of Phil Simms talking to Jackson Dart. Compelling. Very entertaining, right? And they start talking about plays. And Phil Simms says, man, we had about 3 plays that we just ran different variations of, 3 plays that we felt great with. And he looks at Jackson Dart and he goes, you probably have more than that, don't you? And Dart's like, we got about 5 or 6 plays that we feel really comfortable with that we can run variations off of. So you got 5 or 6 plays that an NFL quarterback is telling me now that basically you're running every single time and just variations off of those plays. Why is the playbook so hard to learn again?
Yep.
I think the guy you go get is Dwan Jennings.
I would. Well, he's gone.
Oh, yeah, he's in Minnesota,
He's
right?
in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings.
What about Deebo Samuel? Any trouble off the field?
No trouble off the
No
field,
trouble
as far as I know.
He's a guy that doesn't have a ring.
Doesn't have a ring.
Nope.
He's a guy that can figure out a playbook. Veteran.
Yeah, I played with Kyle Shanahan. I figured to be able to figure out
Play
another.
a lot like Rasheed Rice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yak guy. Give him the ball quickly. Little older, but I mean, he's only 30. I mean, he's younger than Stephon Diggs and A.J. Brown.
Is he younger than Juju?
Are you guys looking?
Was that the guy?
Or is he older than Juju? But it's like weird because we think that Juju's so old, but really he's like still younger than Deebo.
Juju's like 25 years old or
It's
something.
weird. He's like the ageless wonder.
Yeah. But are you guys looking for a wide receiver right now to fix today, or are you looking for a wide receiver to fix tomorrow? Because the way that I'm looking at it is I'm trying to make a trade because I want to solve this position moving forward. We're going to be here next year, guys, because these guys are out of contract, right? And in my opinion, you can't give Rasheed Rice a contract and trust him that he's going to be able to go out there and perform every single day. He has given you his body of work, right? He has shown you that he is not somebody that you can rely on. Take that evidence and use it. He's not somebody you can rely on. So the way that I'm looking at this now, yeah, you're in a situation now that's kind of desperate because you got a guy in jail, but you're also going to need wide receivers moving forward. That's why I'm in the make the big trade at this point in time, because it solves a position and helps you this year, but also solidifies it moving forward.
I would love to do that. I don't. Other than A.J. Brown, I don't think that guy's out there, and I don't think they're going to go all in. I don't even know if they could go all in. I don't want to do Pickens. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
Did you consider Brett for Miller?
Did Will Chamberlain or Danny Manning, have they reached out to Wiggins?
You think I'm a goddamn fool? And also just wanted to double check that Dan Kilgore is going to practice today.
I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Mac, I'm so sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
From the 816, it's not Vrabel's playbook, it's the OC's playbook. Vrabel's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
That was worth cutting everybody off for.
Get back.
What the hell was that?
I don't know if that's sarcasm. I hope it is.
I hope it is, too. Yes, it's Josh McDaniels' playbook. You're right. Vrabel's the head coach. He wants to go play with Mike Vrabel because he liked his time in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel. But again, going home again. I mean, it doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't always work out for the best. But, I mean, how could you not want to come here if you're A.J. Brown?
I think the Chiefs move.
Kansas?
I think it's got to be for somebody like a Justin Jefferson, or like maybe you kick the tires with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
I get it.
That's a fun
Arizona's going to go and draft a quarterback next year, and they're going to want something to be there. But I mean, I think that's
Jeremiah Love and McBride still.
I think that's the move you have to make because of the situation that the front office in Kansas City has put themselves into.
Mm-hmm.
You draft a guy with Rasheed Rice with a history, thought you'd work out. It didn't. Xavier Worthy, speed. We're going to give it a year, right? We're all in agreement. We're going to give Xavier Worthy this year. Okay? Tyquan Thornton, a good guy. But if you're going to make the move where you don't have to draft a guy and hope or figure out if a guy is going to be a clear-headed individual on the field, you're going to have to make that sacrifice because of where you're currently at. And if that sacrifice has to be, you've got to give him a first, a second, and a fourth. I know that's not the real, but that's what I'm trying to get at. I think that's where you've got to go.
And that's the big conundrum right now. It ultimately comes
you need
down
to find somebody that's going to do that with you.
Yeah, with you too. But ultimately it does. It comes down to ownership giving Brett Veach and the organization the go-ahead to do something like this. And, I think they probably will. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just naive, but the more we're talking about this, the more I'm thinking in the back of my mind, we're going to see some surprise trade that's going to blow the football world up here soon.
On June 1?
Well, yeah, 10 days.
I would love that. That would be sick.
I think a post-June 1st type of trade. Like, I really do. I think we're going to see something big. I don't know why I have that feeling. And again, this is not based on anybody I've talked to or anything like that. I just have this feeling that the Chiefs did that 6-11 thing last year. This thing happened now. Now the window's open to truly kick that door down. Go get a wide receiver that's a big-name guy that you can have for this year and have him signed up for the next couple of years. I just feel really optimistic maybe about this because this is what the Chiefs do, right? We've talked about this. When a problem arises, they solve it, right? And so there's a problem that's arisen right now. Even though they are, and I will say this, counting on Rasheed Rice to be fine once the season starts, and he's going to be fine. They knew he was going to have the knee surgery, all this kind of stuff. They believe he's going to be fine. But do you trust him, and can you move forward with this guy? And that's why I think you need to act now. The door's been open for you to go make a move that you weren't anticipating to make, but now you have to make, and you could take advantage of it in a big way.
Because you think about it, if you could use next year's draft as
absolutely.
Capital.
Yeah, I do not want to do that.
I know you don't.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I know you don't, but that's what you'd have to do if you wanted to acquire someone of that sort of situation.
Yeah.
Like Arizona goes, didn't work for us with Marvin Harrison Jr., but Jeremiah Smith, this guy, they're all in the draft next year.
Yep.
We can take our quarterback in the early picks. We'll take our receiver in the back end of the pick where we get the Chiefs pick, and then they can go have Marvin Harrison. But then you're like, maybe you would have found that that's just the only way it works is to use the draft capital next year that we think is so open and booming. That's just where you're stuck.
But also, too, guys, let's have this conversation for real. For next year, we'll be saying the same thing about the 28 draft, right? Oh, it's going to be a great draft. Because we do this every year. We hype up the next year's draft. Then we get to that draft, and we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that, too. The more I'm done reading, and this is going to be a historic draft, Bob. 27 will absolutely. Okay. It's not just about the quarterbacks. Every position is deep, and I don't want to give up any sort of capital, especially for being in a situation that you've mentioned has arisen. We already knew this situation was here. Nothing's changed for this season. They already knew this was their biggest priority. They already knew that they had kind of screwed up the future when it comes to this position. They made their bed. They need to lie in it this season and eat it. This is what they're doing. Stephon Diggs is the least version of that. You can get him for cheap on a 1 or 2 year deal and then worry about the draft in the future. But, yeah, I think that's where you build. I don't think you trade your 2027 picks. And I don't think, and also, I know this is not the fun conversation. They've got to restructure their whole cap to sign the rookie class. And I know you hate this conversation, Bob, but you've mentioned cash on hand for Clark Hunt, not having any of it. Now you're bringing in A.J. Brown?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Doesn't seem like that's realistic.
It's up to ownership if they want to, right? That's where it ultimately is.
Yeah.
Both teams, every team. It's up to whatever the owner allows you to do. And if Clark picks up the phone and says, hey, Brett, here's a blank check, go get A.J. Brown, then you go get A.J. Brown, But if he says, no, we can't this year, then you can't.
I was too busy flying 2 days ago. I didn't see this. How about the Royals organization real quick? Did you see this video of the Royals surprise Chad Epperson with his son who works for the Royals during the lineup exchange?
Oh, yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I missed this.
They said you could tell it got to him a lot. I'll retweet it, but I did not know that this happened. I was obviously traveling. That is a great moment. That makes you cry. Dad, son, first time at home plate, and you can see what's great is
cool.
Dad's got a big old wad of chew in his mouth, and then the tears start flowing. He does the chest beat. Dude, that's awesome.
That was cool.
That is awesome.
That's great to see that.
So great.
That's the second win in a week they've had.
No, that was the best moment in a week. I was going to say you beat me to it.
Best moment all season. That's awesome.
Let's talk NBA next because there is a finals matchup that could be electric, and Mac is, well, I know that he's hard on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
I know that I'm hard.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Jack Caglione, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Weekday mornings starting at 6 right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. You know me. I love doing golf things. I love talking golf, playing golf, and I love having Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course, and you can do it too this season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So this spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade, and oh yeah, blackberry iced tea and lemonade, because there's no bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairways, and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and fellas, I get it. Sometimes you don't want to be told the truth because you're hiding behind your emotions or your insecurities. It's fine. But you know what? The truth is, ED can ruin the moment, and nobody wants that. Not you, not your significant other, because it's not always about you. But when you're getting intimate with your partner and you aren't able to perform the way that you used to or the way that you're able to, there can really be frustrating times. But at Heartland Men's Health, they're here to settle those frustrating times. There are a wide range of advanced treatment options for every stage of ED that can help you get back to performing again. Heartland Men's Health uses advanced medical science to empower male performances with therapies that go far beyond pills. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So call them today and find out why their advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show. This Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Looking for dependable HVAC equipment that gets the job done? Check out Oxbox at the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show. This Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Straightforward solutions built for real-world installs. Plus, enjoy food, giveaways, and 30-plus vendors. Hosted by Kansas City Win Nelson. See you there.
Listen all week long to Fescoe and Dusty at 9:20 for Name That Country to qualify for a $500 gift card to Hy-Vee for your soccer tournament watch parties this summer. Score big when you shop Hy-Vee for official soccer apparel, souvenirs, and your favorite tailgating eats and treats all in one place. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
East side 70 westbound, off again, on again, heavy stuff from Manchester traffic way past 31st Street with construction. Things look good in the Grandview Triangle. 435 westbound, still rolling from about Holmes to the state line. Kansas side 635 southbound, briefly slow approaching I-35. 635 northbound, heavy from K5 to the bridge with construction. Southbound moving a little better, but just sluggish around Horizons Parkway down to the bridge. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Thursday. Coming up is Friday tomorrow. Going to be fun. Get a little holiday weekend. Buddy wants to have people over at his pool on Monday. So you know me. That's why Bob's mom loves me so much, because I'm a planner. I said, so what? You'll do the typical like Memorial Day food, like hot dogs, burgers, brats, sausages, all that stuff? Yeah, that or tacos. I was like, no.
No.
I was like, no tacos.
What?
No.
No tacos on Memorial Day. That's a hot dog, burger, brat type of holiday.
That's the lean into it day.
Yeah, it really is.
Bring the pies, bring the cookies, bring the vegetable tray. I won't even get mad about you for that. The wings, the dogs, the burgers, the brats, everything like that. That's Memorial Day.
Yeah, July 4th and yes, exactly. I agree. That or tacos.
I was like, tacos? I was like, are you stoned?
That's not the same.
What's up, man? NBA playoffs continue tonight, 7 o'clock tonight. Knicks, Cavs. I thought last night's game was good. It was controlled by the Thunder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw that. Carter Bryant used the main concourse bathroom.
I
mid-game.
saw that. That was so good.
Did you see they showed the kid? He was like, "What the hell?"
Whoa!
Comes a 6'8"
I mean, what
giant.
would you do if there's a guy coming off the bench taking a dump in the public bathroom? It was
And the
so
best
good.
part about it is he washed his hands.
He did. I did like that. That was huge.
He washed his hands. He sang the alphabet. Like he was under there a long time making sure. Well, think about it. He goes to the bathroom. He wipes his ass. Doesn't wash his hands. He goes out there. He's high-fiving. He's touching the ball. He's hitting somebody on the ass. Think about all the disease that you're spreading like that. These pigs that don't wash their hands. You have such balls to walk out of a public restroom these days and not be washing your hands. We just lived through a pandemic, folks.
He even did a layup with the towel.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was AI. I'm like, what is this guy's in the concourse bathroom? But if you've ever been to the arena in Oklahoma City, it's why they're getting a new one. It's a very Spartan arena. It's very, there's nothing there. So it's probably the closest bathroom.
It's like, I got to pee really quickly. Here we go. Wow. Unbelievable.
So good.
So Thursday, today, Knicks Cavs game 2. Thunder Spurs split it last night, 1-1. I think the Knicks win in 6.
I like that.
I think the Spurs win in 7. I don't really have any logic other than I'm taking the most talented player in the NBA.
Yeah.
Can do it.
He's the best player.
Because he's now to the point, I was talking to somebody about this last night at ITAP. It was trivia night, right? Can't miss him. And I was talking to this guy about this at ITAP. Great place, great establishment. They have surf sites. It's perfect. It's wonderful. Great place. Good pizza, too, at Johnny Joe's right next door. And Wemby and the Spurs had started. And he's like, what do you think, man? You think Spurs got it? I was like, I don't care if they win or lose, but I'm at the point now that Wemby is where I was with Mahomes. Because I didn't know what Mahomes was going to do, but I wanted to make sure that I saw it. And I was going to leave everything on the table. I don't know what Wemby's going to do every night. I think last night, Mac, he had 21 and 17. Good game. But, the first game of the playoffs in the Eastern Conference semifinals, he had 8 blocks, and it wasn't even halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, watching him is must-see TV. So I want Wemby in the Garden.
I agree.
I'm selfish, okay?
No, you're speaking for America, brother.
I want Wemby in the Garden. I want New York to see Wemby. I want Brunson, Wemby, Cat, Josh Hart, all those guys that are the Knicks, and I want this 7'6" giant young kid to come into New York and play in the finals. Because I don't know, I asked this question, is he established as the face of the league? Because I said this with Ben Mal earlier, I think we have a few baby faces, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I think we have faces in the NBA that are they're like they could pivot 1 inch and they would be the face. Is it Anthony Edwards? I don't know. Is it Wemby? Maybe. Could it be Luka? Could it be Cooper Flagg? I don't know. But I think Wemby's got the lead, and it may not even be close right now. I mean, you're the NBA connoisseur more than I am, and I do love it. But like, has he already established that?
Yeah, face of the league is always such a weird one, right? I think if he's not it, then I don't know how you do it, right?
Well,
he's
LeBron
be
is still the face of the league as far as no, he is. He absolutely he's the player everybody knows. And that's how you determine the face of the league. It's the player that everybody knows in that league. And I'm talking the casuals, right?
So then once he retires, it'll be Kevin Durant.
Once he retires,
because that's your it'll be Steph Curry until he's 40.
Steph Curry probably, yeah. Steph Curry,
I think
those guys.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why this conversation is just we never know what it is.
It's way
I think
too
he's for
early.
sure the face of the league. I think he's the face of sports right now.
Is LeBron still must-see TV?
No.
Is Wemby must-see TV?
But you're asking the wrong guy. Like, again, the blinds are closed most of the time.
But
Wemby, right now, Wemby is.
He's appointment television.
Yeah. Right
you
now,
know that.
he not in the regular season, he won't be, though. I promise you that. Not for me, he won't be.
Nothing's appointment television in the regular season besides NFL.
Besides the
Patrick
NFL.
Mahomes in 2018.
Yeah, but you don't want to miss Wemby right now in the playoffs. You're right, Mac. There's no other sport that is required to watch the regular season of other than the NFL. It really is, because it's once a week your team. Well, I say once a week. You know how it is. You get what I'm saying, right?
It used to be Sundays.
Yeah, but for your team, for whatever team it is that you watch, your team plays once a week. So it's appointment television. Baseball is not appointment television. The NBA, the NHL, none of that regular season stuff, it matters. It's not appointment television. Playoffs becomes appointment television. These rounds of the playoffs become appointment television. But I think, look, a lot depends on what happens, man. If the Spurs get eliminated by Oklahoma City, then people aren't ready to embrace Wemby. He didn't make it out of the Western Conference, right? What if Brunson goes on and wins this thing with the Knicks? He becomes the most popular athlete in New York City, right? Does he become the face of the NBA?
He might already be there.
I mean, I just think when I'm thinking about the faces of the league, I always think about the people that everybody truly knows and will identify with. And I think Wemby has been fantastic. He needs a couple of more years to do that. I was reading something that I think it was PTI that they're kind of hesitating by giving it. No, it was Tirico is like, I'm hesitating to put Wemby up there quite yet because I don't want to rush it. And I think we want to rush all this stuff. Let's let it play out, because if he doesn't make it into the finals, why isn't SGA the face of the league then? I mean, if he dominates like, he did last night, he could be the face of the league. What if Brunson continues to do what he did in the fourth quarter and overtime? He becomes a guy that everybody kind of rallies behind. So I think there's a lot of good opportunity for guys out there. But again, to your point, Mac, until I see every kid in the world wearing a jersey of somebody like I still do to this day with Steph Curry, he may be the face of sports. I mean, what jersey do most kids have of any athlete? It seems like it's Steph Curry.
I think you'll start seeing more Spurs jerseys in the next year or two.
He's 22.
The other thing I will tell you is I've talked to you until I've been blue in the face. The card game is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And right now, I think Wemby and Cooper Flagg are two of the biggest chases of anything.
Ooh.
And because like somebody bought Mahomes' rookie card, I think, I don't know the actual numbers, but the distance is what matters. They bought Mahomes' rookie card back in 2018 for like $3,500. It sold this year for like $290,000.
Was it autographed?
It was some sort of like auto first edition Mahomes card.
Okay.
So you look at Wemby's card right now, it's going to be expensive. But what is that card going to be in 10 years? If he wins a title or two or three and wins a couple of MVPs, all of a sudden you put that $5,000 down on like a 1 of 1, which would be way more than that. But let's just say it's like numbered to 25 and it's autoed and it's refract, all that, and you spend $10,000 on it, and the possibility of his career going forward, all of a sudden that $10,000 is $1.5 million.
Yeah,
and that's
gotta figure out how to make money on this.
The
I
only
really
thing-
want to.
Go to Art of Sports; they'll sell you some cards. You just got to have the money.
The only thing that I worry about with Wemby, though, is holding up, obviously. I mean, we've seen a lot of these thin, tall guys break down
For sure.
way too early in their careers.
That's the biggest hurdle for him. Yeah, I will say it is encouraging to look at pictures of him first year in the league at 20 years old to now. it is a stark difference.
Yeah, he's put on some
He's
weight.
put on weight, man.
He's gone reverse of the O drug, you know?
Look at Chet Holmgren, the closest thing we have to him as the American athlete, 7'2", not 7'6". Chet Holmgren is a literal beanpole, whereas Wemby is now bigger than him, stronger than him, broader shoulders. He's put on muscle. He's got veins. Yeah, exactly. He's that Mamba mentality.
Yeah, you get in that weight room and you do everything. So that's the only thing that concerns me about Wemby.
Yes.
And the other thing that makes me believe that Wemby is going to be just fine and he's going to be the face of the league here pretty quick, it's Greg Popovich. And him having him in his corner to lead him and mentor him. We talked about him showing up at the airport last week, right? Or whatever it was, to talk to Wemby after he threw that elbow and jacked the guy in the neck. I don't think we realize what kind of mentor Greg Popovich is probably behind the scenes with Wemby at this point in time. It's probably the greatest mentor that anybody can have. And the reason I say that is that dude showing up on the tarmac in his car to meet him as he got off the plane. That's what a leader does. That's what a mentor does. And so that they're setting Wemby up to have the success. It's all on him now. He's got the resources in place.
Somebody from the 816 says, someone who doesn't watch the NBA, I know Wemby, I'd say he's the new face of the league.
All right, there you go.
I mean, that's one.
That's one guy.
There it is.
But that's the difference of everything.
What do kids, I would love to know truly what kids say. 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kids, maybe a little bit younger than 10.
What do you got, 10 more graduation parties?
No, we're done. I got one more, I think, on Saturday, but real quick. But no, we're good.
We'll ask the kids tonight.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Say, hey, who do you think's the face of the NBA? I'm sure they're watching. I don't know.
Or seeing highlights. That's how they consume games now. It's true. I mean,
TikTok highlights.
TikTok highlights, yeah. Who's big on TikTok right now? Is Steph huge on TikTok? Because if he is, he's still going to be the guy.
Any highlight of Wemby's going to be huge anywhere.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Sophie Cunningham's pretty big on TikTok. Ain't done.
Hello,
next,
America.
we get back into what Eric Hosmer had to say here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Royals.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Carter Jensen, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, weekday mornings starting at 6, right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, let me tell you something about my friends over at Golden Oak Lending. They're going to help you just like they helped us because they're family for us right now. And I always talk about how great family is. Once you're in with the family, you're good to go. They're going to look out for your best interests all the time. And with Golden Oak Lending, the way to get into that family is to take their free mortgage checkup. That's all you got to do. Then you're in. Then Golden Oak Lending starts looking out for you. After that free mortgage checkup, there's no paperwork to fill out. There's no credit card required. It's just a phone conversation where you talk to Golden Oak Lending about where you want to go with your financial future, how you're going to get there, what you want to try to accomplish. And then they'll get to work to try to find a mortgage that's better than the one that you're in. Once they find that, you're in business. The average cash out customer with Golden Oak Lending saves $1,104 per month. And when you refinance with Golden Oak Lending, you go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. Think about it this way. The kiddos will be going back to school by the time it's time to write that next mortgage check. Get a little extra cash for summer by taking that free mortgage checkup. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
This is one of my favorite times of the sports calendar, and FanDuel is celebrating it right. FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day of the NBA playoffs. We're talking special drops that you don't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. The best part of this is it's every single day. All you need to do is head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. I absolutely love the NBA playoffs. I'm talking of every day, every night. Incredible basketball played at the highest level by the biggest stars in the game. So it doesn't matter if it's a buzzer beater or it's a series sweep. They got you covered over on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. So whether you're betting the early game or you're getting ready for the prime time, make sure that you open up the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. Go to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA and also the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 are present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Memorial Day's almost here, and I've got a better plan than sweating in the kitchen or over the grill. I'm letting Hy-Vee handle all of the food. I'm ordering my party trays right through the Hy-Vee app. Whether I want custom builds or their huge grab-and-go selection like charcuterie, wings, seafood, sandwiches, or smoked meat, it's all there. A quick stop at their massive wine and spirits department, and I'm done. one convenient stop for the perfect party. So this Memorial Day, let Hy-Vee handle everything, from the food to the beverages, only at Hy-Vee.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load this Memorial Day at Hy-Vee. Save 25 cents per gallon on fuel with every $35 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 25 cents per gallon with your $35 purchase, 50 cents per gallon with a $70 purchase, and so on. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the Memorial Day Fuel Saver event Monday, May 25th, only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a data analyst.
Hey, what model did you use for these quarterly projections?
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. If Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue forecast off horoscopes?
Yeah, the Zodiac never lies.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. Forward and back, RENNER.
Almost Andy Reid here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and Renner Garage Door is giving back. 5% of sales go to Authentic Life Foundation, and you get 5% off your project. Visit RennerDoor.com.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Kansas side, 635 northbound, heavy from K5 to the bridge. Construction slowing you there. Southbound things look good. On the Missouri side, east side, 70 westbound, slow from Manchester Traffic Way over to Van Brunt. Past that, things look good into downtown. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Range Bait with Dusty Likens is now up on the Fan's YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter channels. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It just takes some time, is what they told Jack Caglione and the Royals.
It just takes some time.
There you go. You want your Cliff Clavin stat of the day?
Oh, yes. I'm good.
The original album of this was
Yeah.
called Bleed America. Came out in 2001. It would then change its name to just America.
All right.
For obvious reasons that happened in that year in this country. Jimmy Eat World. Great guitar solo in that song, by the way. Very underrated. Eric Hosmer, man of many wise words on how to get better for celebrities.
Experience. You just have to see it. You have to see the stuff. You know, when you look at last night, Jack Caglione going up against Framber Valdez, Ranger Suarez, that sinker, you do not see a left-handed sinker like that in college baseball and minor league baseball. You don't see that until the big leagues. Not only the type of action, but then how he pitches off it. When he throws that sinker that moves across the plate, starts on the outer half, and then all of a sudden looks like it's going to hit Cags, and then the next pitch will start at Cags and move it the opposite way for a cutter going away from Cags. So not only the stuff, but then how they use the stuff as well. And then the experience, it's like, all right, you face Ranger Suarez. Now, say in 2 weeks, you end up facing Detroit and you're going up against Framber Valdez. It's like, all right, Vinny and Cags, when they're having that conversation, it's like, hey, this sinker is kind of like what we just saw with Ranger Suarez. Maybe it has a little more downward angle, not as much run, but now he has that stored in his memory bank. He can kind of go compare. And then the next time he faces Suarez, he sees that sinker. It's like, okay, I'm going to anticipate that cutter now because I know what he wants to pitch after it. Little things like that, you can't really learn until you're in that box.
I mean, it's just unbelievable how good Eric Hosmer is about explaining what needs to be done. There's a former player. How can we get this guy help? Experience. Former player says the best way to get guys help is experience. People who've never played the game that are nerds use numbers. I'm taking what Eric Hosmer says 100% of the time over the way that the Royals do business right now, because Eric Hosmer is right, and the way that the Royals do business and run their organization right now is wrong. And I know that's going to rub people the wrong way. The analytical model just does not work. It doesn't develop players. It doesn't make them better. You're chasing a win every single day instead of developing a player and putting an organization in place that has the ability to win long term. You've got to get this experience. I mean, Eric Hosmer, what's it going to take for Cags to get experience? That's exactly right. With anything in life, you need to take those chances. And the Royals just don't, for whatever reason, want to give their guys chances.
And I don't think this is really new from Haas, because I saw, at least this is before I left, but it was like, I want to say like 2 weeks before that, and the lineup came out on X, and he was like, I see someone that wears a size 17 shoe is not in the lineup.
He said, he said a guy who wears 17 shoe would look good in this lineup.
That's what it was, yeah. And I'm like, and then he's got these sort of conversations as well. And it's like, you can tell that it's like, you know, kind of irking his brain a little bit as someone with experience and probably was told, hey, man, as a left-handed hitter, figure these things out. Here's what you're going to see. Here's what you're going to do. And it's really cool to see him be in that kind of leadership role and not die down from this, because I'm sure there's been times he's been talked to by people that are like, hey, man, so I get it. You're saying this, but like maybe if you just kind of said it this way. And it's like, okay, but like explain to me why they're doing this then.
Well, we can't.
Crickets. And so it's like, well, then I'm going to keep bringing this up because obviously, like, I think Hosmer speaks a lot for people. And I think that's where, like, maybe his timing is off, and that's what maybe bothers you about Haas's broadcasting, or maybe it's like his voice doesn't have the pop that somebody else's does. But, like, he's very good at giving the sort of information that to me is fresh. Like, Hosmer was a leader and was the guy in a city during the greatest baseball time of my life.
Yep.
And he
greatest
shares
sports
that.
time of our life, Dusty. I will say that.
It was pretty high up there. I mean, probably the highest I've ever been was when they clinched the pennant against Baltimore. My dad and I hugged and cried because we just were season ticket holders when they lose 120 games a year. And I think that when you look at Hosmer in this situation, like, he says things that we feel in a bigger spotlight than what we have. And I feel like we try to say that as well, but we don't have anything other to think about other, like, to make it make sense. Like, why does Connor Griffin and J.J. Weatherholt, who are just now making their debuts in this year, have more at-bats than a guy that was the same sort of pick number? Like, Weatherholt goes 7 in 2023. Hosmer Caglione went 6.
Yeah.
And it's like, where is, like, why is it here, but it's not there? And it's clearly where we're being led towards, which is it's just the way they do things from this sort of system. And I think this off day is massive for everyone involved, from player to front office to coaches. Everyone just needs the Ben Affleck moment of the cigarette outside the pub, of the, okay, what do we do? We're 10 games out of 500. We're 8.5 back, yet we're only like, 4.5 out of the wild card? Like, the season is not over.
Oh, I think it is.
And that's fine to have that opinion, but to me, the season is not over.
I'm you in week 6 with the Chiefs last year, you know, when they lost.
Yeah, it was like week 9, but like it was, and the way Mac looks at it is like he thinks this winning streak they had was what I said about the Chiefs when they beat Washington, Detroit, in Vegas.
100%.
Like, it's like, oh yeah, cool, they won 3 in a row, but let's pump the brakes. Okay, they won 8 of 10. Let's pump the brakes. And then they lost 9 of 10 in this last 10-game stretch. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games. They're 10 games below 500. Now it's time to maybe put egos aside, whether they're there or not, or put the system that was not working aside and say, then what do we do? It's like, all right, F it. Let's let the kids hit 3 and 4. Let's put the vets down at 6 and 7, and let's just have us a chance to try to see if we can spark anything, because you're beyond the point of the walk-off home run is going to spark the game. That'd be one win. You're now at a morale and attitude standpoint where you're like, how can we bleed belief and let them see what we're trying to see?
And the worst part about it, too, though, is the fans do not believe in this organization right now. To a man, these fans do not believe in this organization. And that's the biggest problem, right? The biggest problem with Rasheed Rice is not the fact that he's in jail. It's he doesn't know how to grow up. He doesn't know how to be an adult. The biggest problem with this organization right now is not that they're losing games. Fans, for the first time, are legitimately done with this organization and done with this style of play and done with the belief. There is zero belief right now from Royals fans in anybody outside of Bobby Witt, inside that organization. And that's from John Sherman all the way down to whoever the 26th man is on the roster. And fans are despondent, fans are disgusted, fans are upset, and fans just don't like this style of baseball. You can have this style of baseball, but in Kansas City, the fan base does not like this style of baseball. It doesn't work in this town. We want to see guys come up. We want to adopt guys in the minor leagues and see them come up to the big leagues and root for them, just like we did with the Hosmer crew. All of those guys we started talking about when they were drafted, and we watched them come up, and we watched them take their lumps, and we watched them turn in to champions. We don't even have the ability to watch the young players. There's not that many of them. There's none coming up. The minor league system is a barren fruit tree right now, except for low A, maybe. The big league club stinks out loud, and your customers, your fan base, hates the product. So that's why you have to change. This analytical style of baseball does not work in Kansas City. The fans don't like it. To a man, I have not heard one person that says, wow, I really like this style of baseball. We should do more of this. No, they think it sucks, and so do I.
Joey Chestnut beat this guy.
Dude.
Right? He is the reigning champion and 17-time winner of the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest.
I mean, that guy just dominates because there's no competition.
He will compete in the July 4th spectacular event while on probation after he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor battery charge. Can he choke on a hot dog?
Seriously. Ugh.
Remember that guy in New Orleans?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, kiss my ass. You want a picture with me? No, we want you to talk to our guy, Jay. We were on a show one time. So you don't want a picture with me? No. Get lost, losers. I'm a loser.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the guy trying to get noticed at a bar in New Orleans by eating hot
with
dogs.
your 70-year-old trainer, like you're Muhammad Ali. Get out of here.
I mean, he disgusted everybody. Everybody's like, ew.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, glad I was not a female in that bar that night. Just perching.
Hey,
just hovering.
Yeah, just hey, what's up? Hey,
like he was so drunk, like it was drooling, and sweat. You know how those people are when they're just hammered.
Yes.
How many times you heard this joke? We both like wieners. What? Get lost. Hey, come back to the other side after this break because you have a chance for a Hy-Vee $500 gift card. You just got to be caller number 5 and name that country when you hear the drop, and you've got a chance to qualify as a winner. We will draw 5 names after Friday. Today is the 4th opportunity for that. On the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Men's wieners.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20.
Professor Vernier sitting up here, bloviating.
On your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, it is that big weekend coming up, right? You got Memorial Day, and that means you want to do all the great things when it comes to the cookout and have friends over and have great food. But you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to do any of that. What am I going to do? Hy-Vee is here for you. Instead of spending the holiday in the kitchen or on the grill this year, serve up party trays from Hy-Vee. It's simple, it's easy to do, and you know what? You're going to dominate everybody's meal when you do it with Hy-Vee. Just place an order online or through the Hy-Vee app. Customize the order. Choose from a great selection of grab-and-go party trays, including charcuterie, fruit and veggie, sandwich, wings, seafood, smoked meat, and so much more. And a quick stop at Hy-Vee's huge wine and spirits department, and you're done. You've got yourself a great Memorial Day. Just one convenient stop for the perfect Memorial Day party, only at Hy-Vee.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was just at Staples. They're having a huge 40th anniversary sale.
40 years. Note to self, send flowers.
Up to 50% off. Save on chairs, paper, balloons, and more.
Balloons?
Yeah, Party City is now at Staples.
Surprise!
But the anniversary sale is only 2 weeks, so...
Quick, celebrate 40 years of savings at Staples with up to 50% off. Shop chairs, paper, break room supplies, and more. 2 weeks only, ends 5/23.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app.
The wild weather this spring has brought hail to New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. What that means is they've got plenty of new and used cars and trucks with light cosmetic hail damage. New Century is having a hail of a sale to clear them all out. You can save as much as $15,000 and still receive all the factory incentives. The hail of a sale will not last long at New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Remember, you always pay less in Paola. See dealer for details.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
Today, expect rain showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms and a high of 65.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
If you want, we can get back into some more Jamaican stories. If you're gonna Jamaican me do it.
Yeah, you're Jamaican me crazy by not telling these things.
I mean, I can. We got time, but we gotta give somebody some opportunity to win a $500 gift card at Hy-Vee.
That's right. Yes, we do. When you hear this sounder that Mac is going to play, be caller number 5, 913-586-7965. And if you know the country of that's base camp in Lawrence for the soccer tournament that's coming up here in Kansas City and the rest of the world,
this sounder, come.
Yeah, if you hear that sounder, be caller number 5 and 913-586-7965, and you can tell me, or tell Mac, I should say, what country has their base camp in Lawrence for soccer. Then you will qualify, be our fourth qualifier for the Hy-Vee gift card, the $500 Hy-Vee gift card that will be awarded tomorrow.
Yeah, so Jamaica was fun.
Nice.
It was a good time. Snorkeling is something I highly suggest everyone do at least once. It is not difficult. It was beautiful. I felt like James Bond.
Explain.
Because he's like Dr. No, the first ever James Bond film was filmed in Jamaica, and it was crazy. My dad and I are both like James Bond, like, what in the world? didn't hear a lot of yellow card in Jamaica. But no, it was I don't know. There's always like James Bond's like very an exotic person. He always like swims in water and does all these things. And I just felt like a guy that was like 007 for a little bit. But the snorkel was cool. Held a sea slug.
What the hell is that?
It's exactly what you would think. It was like a slug.
Like a slug?
That weighed like 10 pounds. And it like the guy was just holding it in his hand when we snorkeled. And then it was like basically what it looked like was like a 10-pound slug that looked like an everything bagel. And that
oh
was
my gosh,
part.
it does look like an everything bagel.
And I was like, this looks like an everything bagel. And the guy goes, what is bagel, man? And I was like, I forget. You guys are so much more healthier than we are. So like snorkeling was great. I got a little drifted off to my own spot. Had to be reeled back in by the crew.
You were exploring.
But the thing is, I will always say is catamarans are sick. Had the most fun on that. Went to Rick's Cafe.
Did you get sick?
No, I don't get motion sickness. My sister did have to take the Dramamine because she
and
does.
That ruins the whole damn day when you do that.
Yeah,
you know?
she took one of those. She's learned. We grew up on a lake in Table Rock, so we've always known who has it, who doesn't. And so catamaran, drove that out, swam in like a bat cave. So that was really cool. And then went off the cliffs at Rick's Cafe.
Dang.
So
that's
it's pretty awesome.
How high up were those cliffs?
So there's 3. There's one that's like a high dive at your local community pool, like, I don't know, 10, 15 feet maybe, unless that's too small to think of a high dive. And then the one I went off of was like 50.
No chance.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I went off it twice.
Did your ears pop when you went in?
No. And I'm not a hold the nose guy.
No, you can't do that.
So the first one, when I started to lean back a little bit, I have 2 different videos, and the guy thought I was going to like backsplash. I didn't. And then he kind of gave me a little bit of like a, rehearsal what to do. And then I jumped on the second time and I was like, good. He's like, good, man. I was like, good for the top one, which is 70.
You're not wearing a life preserver on that because that would go up and choke you.
No, yeah. And then the next one is 70 feet.
Ooh.
And I was like, am I ready for that one? He goes, man, I don't want you to ruin your day, man. And I was like, you know what? This one's fine. I'm house money. I did it. So that was cool. And then night 1 was episode of We Lost My Dad's Wallet.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pops lost his wallet. Or he thought.
Okay.
So we're walking around, and you know how it hits. You got a dad same age. And all of a sudden he goes, I don't have my wallet. I was like, what? I was like, you don't have your wallet? He goes, no. I remember I got the jerk chicken today. So then I go to the jerk hut, and I'm on my hands and knees. That doesn't sound right. The jerk hut is a place where they serve jerk chicken.
I've been pounded this way.
And I'm in there, and then like the security comes out with the flashlight. Excuse me. And I'm like, my dad lost his wallet. They get his information. And then as I'm thinking to myself to be rational, I'm like, all right, wait a minute. Let's go back to your room, see if we can find it. Sheer panic, pouring sweat.
Well, the panic is, how am I getting home? Because if you're on the road,
no passport was there, so he's fine there. The passport was in the safe. It was in the safe.
Okay.
And that's what I kept telling him. I was like, you can cancel your credit cards, you can get a new ID, as long as you have your passport, you're good. And he goes, well, that's locked in the safe. That's the first thing I did.
Well, then you're good. You're fine.
I was like, you're good. So then we go back, dumps out his backpack, wallet falls on the bed. Said, let's go get a glass of wine.
Yeah, it's relaxing a little bit. So how was it with the boomers down there? Kind of like babysitting, if you will.
So Mary, not a boomer. Dad, definitely a boomer, but not your typical.
Yeah.
Right? Not your, come.
but they're younger than my parents. Your parents are not even 60, right?
No, my dad's 69.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he'll be 70 in October.
Okay, so they are close. Yeah.
But it was fine. It was the best part about it, one of the best parts about it, was that we went because it was their 30th wedding anniversary. And to hear the stories of what Jamaica was to them on their honeymoon 30 years ago, and to see what it still was. So there's 7 Mile Beach in Jamaica, which is some of the most exquisite, great hotels you've ever seen. One still, it's not a hotel anymore. It's now like a sightseeing, but it's a castle.
Oh, cool.
So I get history lessons from my dad, which I accept because they're fun history. The reason it looks like a castle is because there used to be pirates that would come in and rob the Jamaicans, right? Well, they would shoot cannons at them, and they still stand to this day.
Oh, cool.
And then the water is as beautiful blue as you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were just swimming in our part of the resort, and stingrays would just go right below you. And you'd see, it's almost like seeing the wave in baseball, how you see people stand up.
Yeah, you see it coming.
You start hearing this. But
no sharks, though, right? Did you see it? Okay.
Nope, didn't see any sharks. I don't know if it's out of season or if they don't go that close to
Who
whatever.
knows anymore? You see the bears are wandering all over
because
now.
one of the guys on the catamaran was like, because we saw dolphins, right?
Good. Did you swim with them?
They said not to. They said they're kind of a-holes.
Oh, the wild ones.
Yeah, they're like, you don't want to swim with these guys.
Okay.
But they came out and put on a show, the little cocky son of a guns they were. It was cool to see that. And the guy on the ship
talk
was
about
like,
egos. Dolphins have egos, man. They really do.
That's why Tyreek went there.
That's right.
And so when the guy goes, and I took one picture, sat back down, but you'd have thought people had never, and more power to them. Maybe they'll never get the opportunity. Maybe they've never seen a dolphin before. And they're over the edge of the boat risking the phone, right? Just down here, whatever. And I'm like, man, Americans, they see a dolphin. It's like, wow. He goes, yeah. They see shark, man. They go, oh. I say, dinner. He'll go out there and just harpoon
shark's
that
good.
sucker.
Have you ever eaten shark?
I have once.
It's good.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. Probably wouldn't do it again, but it did
It's a thicker fish.
I've had squid once. That's never happening again. I'm never doing that again.
You don't like calamari?
I accept it.
Okay.
But I'll have like just the rings.
Yeah.
I don't want
you
the...
don't want, see, I like the tentacles. I do.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll have 2 or 3 pieces. If people enjoy it more than I do, I let them have.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that was really great. I'm trying to think what was another good moment that day. The catamaran day was the best day because you're just on a ship, booze is flowing, you're doing the Cuban shuffle, you're trying to figure out how these people can learn these dances. That was really a really good time. The nights are beautiful. I sent you the picture of Jupiter and Venus that were right on top of each other because I'm on a different part of I don't see that.
World,
You appreciate like sunsets because like we'll sit outside in back patio and be like, hey, are you watching the sunset right now? Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? Yeah. Out there, it's sky and sea.
Yeah.
So you watch this and you realize how fast it is.
It happens fast. Yeah.
I didn't know this. Like we'd see
in
the
Key
sunset.
West, they go to Mallory Square every night and count this thing down and applaud and do all that kind of stuff.
That's where I want to go next is Key West.
Key West is wonderful. Yeah, it's a wonderful. We did a bachelor party there years ago.
Damn, that's a nice bachelor party.
It was. We had this 11-bedroom house. There was a lot of people. It was a big bachelor
At that point,
party.
you just want a couch.
And that,
or an air mattress,
wherever you end up. But no, Key West is awesome with the Jimmy Buffett stuff too. You go down to Captain Tony's to get out of the heat, and you figure out where he started. We were talking about this a little bit the other day. It's like Bruce Springsteen where he started, Jimmy Buffett where he started. Going back to those places and seeing where these legendary musicians and storytellers of our time got their start and how it all became what it is today. I do think it's really cool. It's a lot of fun to be able to see stuff like that.
Yeah, it was awesome, but it was also like cool because we got culture too. So like when you drive everywhere, it's like an hour and a half away. So we went to this place called the Juarez Falls, which is really cool, very spectacular. And like the water was like piercing cold.
Ooh, that would have been refreshing.
But
Was it fresh water?
Yeah, it's just like waterfalls like everywhere. And they had like a little like rope swing that you could jump off and go into the water.
Nice, yeah.
And the first question you get is, can you swim? And I was like, yeah, but can you swim? And I was like, yes. Okay. And you had to climb across the rocks, and the water was refreshing. They had like a cold pool, and then they had like a warm pool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was really awesome.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, it's so great. My second time being there.
Jump in the cold, jump in the warm, jump in the cold, jump in the warm.
Jump in the cold, feel the hot sun because you're so much closer to the equator. Like you're out there for 2 seconds, and it's like, I mean, we reapplied 3 times a day.
It had to.
And they tell you on the bottles like every 80 minutes. You're like, sure, but you're like, maybe listen to the label in this situation, but. We stayed in Negril at a place. It was called like the Rio Resort. So I highly suggest that. They had the buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. How'd
you handle that?
So that's, everybody wants to eat at 6:30, and, that's fine. I enjoy that. But like, you didn't have to eat a whole lot. And so the one thing I found interesting is the British people were disgusted with how Americans eat.
No kidding, really?
But in the way that we did it at the buffet. So, like, how we are prisoner of the moment in the buffet. You put, like, the egg, the bacon, the biscuit, the fruit, the cinnamon roll, all on one plate.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
No, you don't.
So the Brits would go up there, and they'd get a couple pieces of fruit, come back, eat it, go back up there, get, like, a scone or a biscuit and a cup of coffee, then go back and get like the sausage, the beans, all that stuff, and then eat that and order instead of.
You probably eat a lot less doing it that way too.
But the best encounter I had was a guy from Wales.
That's fantastic.
So we met a family from Nebraska, a family from Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls is a beautiful place, man. That is a great weekend getaway.
And it was great because the guy could have played like starting linebacker. And I was like, damn, how'd you guys meet? Because that's great. I was like, first time getting married? She's like, well, me, him, no. I was like, okay. And I was like, what was your first dinner? And she's like, he cooked. And I was like, what was it? Like, chicken, pork chops, and protein. He goes, funny you say that. It was hamburgers. I ate 3, she ate a half. I was like, knew that was there. But so this guy walks up to the swim up bar or to the walk up bar, and it's raining. So you take
pee at the swim up bar in the pool, or do you have to get out? Like, what are the rules? I'm asking. What are the rules on that?
I didn't get out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting out.
Sorry.
I would. So I will never
That's
pee
fine.
in a pool. That's my thing. I just can't.
It was just such a far walk.
I understand,
But
I get it.
I didn't see anybody else get out, if that makes sense.
That's fine.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Like the cave at the Ozarks where they got the swim up bar. I'm sure people are peeing in that pool.
Yeah,
but I was raised in pools. I had a pool. I was in pools all the time. I was never going to be the guy that peed in the pool. I just couldn't do it.
So there's a break in the action. We go to the other bar where you have to like actually stand like a normal outside
Now a lake,
beach
I'll
bar.
pee in it all day.
Absolutely, because I mean, come on.
Who cares?
So this guy walks up and he's got an accent. I'm like, oh man. I was like, where are you from? And he's like, Wales. I was like, nice, Christian Bale. He's like, yeah, Christian Bale. He's like, where are you from? And it's hard to like tell people you're from Missouri or Kansas that don't know.
We experienced that in Greece. You just say the middle of the country.
So I said, middle of America, Missouri. He's like, where from? I was like, Kansas City. So Patrick Mahomes, right there. He goes, yes, Patrick Mahomes. Like that. That's how it sounded. He goes, like that guy. I'll tell you what, I really liked him at Texas Tech. What? I'm like, you're from Wales.
Wow.
He goes, like the college game much better. They're fighting for something more at least. And I was like, what do you know about I was like, what do you know about Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech? He goes, they had a game against that Baker guy where they just went. I'm like, all right, dude, like this is nuts.
They love American football.
I'm like,
over
I'm not
there,
gonna call it Jay Binkley, but it was 12 cents a minute. So I said no. But it was interesting to get.
Would Binkley have answered?
Oh, 100%. Hey, he called me from Jamaica, man. But like it was to me, it was just impressive to know that a guy from Wales, A, knows Patrick Mahomes, and B, Texas Tech, because they're 7 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
So if it's a noon game, it's
7 p.m.
They're not
there's
watching.
not very many noon games in
And when
Texas
does
Tech.
Mahomes play?
I mean, if they were playing like a 9 o'clock game,
And I'm
8
even
o'clock
mentioning
game,
Chiefs.
that's like 2 or 3 a.m. Yeah, our friends in Italy we have friends in Wales too that are Chiefs fans that we've met in the parking lot at Arrowhead as well. And you hear them a lot of times. Our friends in Italy will watch the game the next day, and that's why they like the noon game as well, because that's like 6 o'clock their time. 6, 7 o'clock their time. During the season, so they like the noon game over there because it's kind of a prime time game for them. The Chiefs play in prime time. The people, they talk about being the world's team, right? The world's watching a lot of these games at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning by the time they play these night games. So it's crazy to see how people do keep up, with that American sports over there. But it also shows you the power of sports and how meaningful and how powerful and how important sports is, not just to a local community, but to everybody. Because like I just said, we have friends now all over the world because of the Chiefs, because of what they've been able to do and how they've been able to win. And we've created these great relationships worldwide. It's really cool to say, yeah, I got a friend that lives in Italy right now. We communicate a lot. We talk about, we want to be there for each other's stuff now. They got a big moment coming up. Hey, we'd like to go. We have a big moment. They want to come back to the United States. And so sports has brought us all together. And that's why I always poo-poo the people who minimize what sports is, and especially in a town like Kansas City. It is our fabric, and we love it, and we get behind it, and we support it. And what the Chiefs are doing and what the Chiefs have done to create this worldwide Kansas City brand, it's amazing. It's awesome.
And to the people saying I got it wrong, I did not go do your fact check. I know that Gareth Bale, the football player, is also from Wales, but Christian Bale is also from Wales. So, no, get bent. I kid. I'm not mean. I'm fresh off vacation. I'm nice, but just maybe look things up before you attack somebody. It's they're both from the same country. Because I didn't know Christian Bale. I always thought Christian Bale talked like an American, and then he won an award. I'm like, this guy's not from which makes his Batman role so much better. Speaking of Batman, we've got Patrick Mahomes at Batman. Rasheed Rice off the field stuff continues to pile up. It seems kind of disappointing to the point of, are we just numb to it? We're just like, this guy's only going to be here for 18 more weeks. Well, maybe not 8, hopefully more than 18 weeks.
Yeah.
The playoffs. But like, is this just kind of like, it is what it is at this point? He's going to play this year. We know the outcome. Like, how shocked, Mac, would you be if he got the Tyreek Hill extension? Like the 2-year, but not the max,
I guess I wouldn't be super shocked, but I don't know. I don't think he's done it. I guess here's what I'll say. No, and I should think about future self, because after this year, I believe he's going to be great. After a 1,200-yard season, no, I wouldn't be shocked. Because I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to have 1,200 yards. He's going to have 8 touchdowns.
So I asked this because I assume that like his career doesn't mean anything to him. And if I'm a bigot for saying that, then sue me. But like the thing about it is, if it meant something to him, then he wouldn't keep making mistakes again and again and again.
Yeah.
I thought Carrington said it well. You're on probation. You went to New Orleans. I could have told you right there, this probably isn't the best situation for you. And I thought that was a great point by Carrington, because if I was on probation, I'd be like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to Jamaica. I don't want to screw up. I have to stay home. I'm in trouble. I have to earn. But you would think contract years are undefeated.
He just got defeated.
Is this contract year still undefeated for Rasheed Rice? Or will this 30-day sentence finally wake him up?
Look, Michael Vick was in the pen for how many years, right? And came out the other side and played for the Philadelphia Eagles right away. So that's why I think when you look at this situation, this is nothing new for Andy Reid, right? This is just another distraction. Nobody likes distractions, but Andy will handle this, and Andy will figure it out with Rasheed Rice. They'll utilize him this year, and I don't doubt a thing that Max says, because I'm on board with him with this. I think he's going to have a nice year. They need him to have a nice year, but I also think he's probably going to have a nice year. He's going to be here maybe for all the entire regular season, kind of from start to finish. He will be at training camp. I can tell you right now, the organization, I think we're more concerned about Rasheed Rice than the organization may be concerned, about Rasheed Rice being ready for the start of the season. But I can also tell you that if they do sign him to an extended contract with guaranteed money, then that's on them. And then they deserve everything that happens going forward with Rasheed Rice. It's not necessarily how much money you give somebody, it's paying the right guys. And that's something that Dayton always talked about. We have to make sure that we're paying the right guys. As far as I'm concerned, Rasheed Rice doesn't fall into that category of paying the right guys because he doesn't value his career. He doesn't value being an adult. And so if you're going to pay Rasheed Rice any money, it is going to be all incentive-based and all roster-based. It's never going to be an official contract. Again, just like they did with Tyreek Hill. They've set that precedent. I would continue following it if they feel that Rasheed Rice needs to be part of this organization again moving forward.
Yeah, and that's going to take proving, because it's a lot of us talking about what's happened in the past, those 8 games in 22 or whatever it was on the way to the Super Bowl and him coming up clutch. But lately it's been suspensions and not playing. So, yeah, it's an audition year for him, and we'll see what he does. But, I mean, for me, this is just we knew he was an idiot, for lack of a better word, and doesn't act right or behave correctly off the field, and so it wasn't exactly shocking to me, and I would hope that the Chiefs were already planning to figure out this position and the future of the wide receiver position after Rasheed Rice anyways. So go ball out Rasheed Rice like I expected he was going to do anyways, and I'll expect him to not be a Kansas City Chief in 2027.
Does he have trade value?
I'd assume not.
I don't know.
If he does, it's minute.
I would think like this is the type of trade you would make for, I feel this is like a 6th, 5th round pick type thing because the guy has talent, but you can't rely on him. You just can't. You can't count on the guy being there for you.
Yeah, you'd have to find like a win-now team that's like, all right, we're going to take Rasheed Rice for one season to try and win.
Let's say Puka gets hurt in training camp. Hey, Rams. McDuffie for Rice. I kid.
No. But they need Rasheed Rice. Like if they had other wide receivers, if this was a deep position group, fine. It's not. It's not even close to being a deep position.
And he's the best one.
It's like the shallow end, like when you walk into a 0 entry pool, right? That's the depth right now of the wide receiver position. And so they have no choice. I said it earlier. I'll continue to say it again. The Chiefs need Rasheed Rice more than Rasheed Rice needs the Chiefs at this point in time. They've got to have somebody fill that position. But now you're here. And if you don't do anything to make that position better, then that is the definition of insanity. Because you now officially 1,000,000% need a backup plan for Rasheed Rice. You just can't count on the guy.
We'll wrap the show up with who is must-see TV, plus what Aaron Rodgers had to say, and maybe a must-see moment in last night's television show Survivor. On 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty.
Brett Veach has the most underrated chest I've ever seen.
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for like so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
This is Stories from the Pitch. Brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with new limited time deals from Lowe's.
They arrived in Germany under a cloud. Calciopoli, the match-fixing scandal, had just broken in Italy, threatening to demote Juventus and disgrace the league. Several squad members faced charges back home. Coach Marcello Lippi turned isolation into fuel. Italy played pragmatically, ruthlessly. Goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon conceded just 2 goals all tournament, 1 penalty, 1 own goal. They beat Germany in the semifinal in extra time. Fabio Grosso curling home a beauty in the final minute. Then France in Berlin. Penalties. Grosso again. The last kick. Trezeguet missed. Italy's 4th World Championship. The squad lifted the trophy and dedicated it to the country, to the league, to the friends back home waiting for verdicts.
Stay tuned to this Odyssey station for more Stories from the Pitch.
Back at it here. Final segment on a Thursday before we get to a Friday. Aaron Rodgers says yesterday, this is it. Do you think he will get the reception from away crowds that he might think he gets where, like do you think stadiums will do that for
I don't
him?
know. That's a good question because
they'll do it for LeBron next year when he has his swan song, like LeBron James tribute video.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do tribute video, but I wonder if they'll do something for Ron.
I think it's harder to do in the NFL, first of all, because there's really that great moment really isn't there.
When everybody's juiced up when they go in. You want the fire and the players running out and the smoke and all that.
So what, let's say it's at Arrowhead. When would you do that for Aaron Rodgers? Do you do that before?
Coin toss?
Oh, maybe. Hey, direct your attention before the coin toss to the Videotron or something.
Because by then everybody's okay, introductions are done. Heads, tail, and then whatever it may be. That's not
a bad one. Halftime, but he's not going to be out there for halftime, And so
I think every NFC North team should at least do one.
Yeah, do they play the North this year? Does he play Green Bay this year to finish this thing off?
If he does, he should.
You think the Bears should do it?
Yeah.
He ruined their lives for 15 years.
Yeah, I do.
But they should do it in a funny way.
In a funny way, be self-deprecating. People do it in the NBA that way.
Like the Bears, honest to God.
So Rodgers is going to be a sourdough loaf when he comes to Kansas City?
Exactly, yeah. But the Bears should do something like, see you, Dad. You finally raised us and let us go. Or, I don't know how to.
Rest in peace, Dad.
Steelers play the Packers and the Jets in preseason, so perfect. We can get a little.
So maybe that's where you have the.
That's perfect.
That's where you have
Do
it.
fans want to honor him, though? I mean, honestly.
Green Bay fans will respect. I mean, the Trailblazers, when they ran out of town as the Jailblazers, they had a reunion.
No, I'm sure Green Bay fans will, but I'm talking other fans around the league.
Jets, probably not.
No. But do we want this as a fan base? I'm not talking Chiefs. I'm talking NFL fan bases. For LeBron, say what you want. He's beloved. He really is. He's the second greatest player of all time. People love LeBron James, or they hate LeBron James. He's very polarizing. People have that feeling towards him. I don't know that Aaron Rodgers has that split, though. I don't know how many fans truly liked Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you played for Green Bay and you're a Green Bay fan, you liked Aaron Rodgers. But how many, let's say, people that live in Phoenix, Arizona are an Aaron Rodgers fan or somewhere like that? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is for him because I just truly don't know how people really feel about him. And is he one of those players that deserves something like that, too? Are we putting him on the same level as LeBron James?
I think he deserves it. I think for sure. Yeah, I don't know about what fan. I think there's probably a good amount of people that maybe... Like me, where the last few years really dampered your perception of him, but at the same time you're able to look at the whole, Dusty kind of said, 5 years versus 15, the 15 years before that where it was jaw-dropping moments and some of the best football memories I'll have my whole life.
Right.
Legitimately, when I talk about great quarterback play, I'll first up bring Patrick LeVon Mahomes the second. After that, Aaron Rodgers will be coming out of my mouth as far as skill and poise and what to do at the quarterback position. So, yeah, I think he's a top 10 quarterback of all time. He's not 8 or 9 or 10 probably. And, yeah, I think he deserves a good farewell.
And I've said, for whatever reason in my brain, he's never been one of these guys. It's forever. It's always been. Like I said, Josh always had a run. Aaron Rodgers is pretty good. I'm I always forget about that guy. I just always have. And then he became very popular, obviously, in what he was doing off the field and became a very, big figure in that way. But does Mahomes, he's got love around the league. People would honor him.
To me, Aaron Rodgers got so popular that football players in other countries, and I mean the soccer version, were doing his celebration.
Yeah, that was cool.
He was paying tribute to one of them, and then they were like, no, it's Aaron. And then people were doing the discount double check.
That was fun, though. That was cool.
And that was the Rodgers that I grew up watching, where I was like, I don't know what this insane, talented dude's going to do. Because to me, I was too young to appreciate Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
And the improvisational skill set he had when he played quarterback. I mean, it's the first jersey I ever got. It was on Christmas. And it was
Randall?
the Kelly Green.
Oh, nice.
It was.
Oh, really?
And it was rolled up.
Do you still have it?
No, it was rolled up in a cell phone box and wrapped 16 times. Thanks, Mary. And it was
How do you not have that jersey?
I don't know, man.
Anymore?
But it was a Kelly Green, Randall Cunningham, number 7 jersey with the wings on the side and everything.
Perfect.
And that was because I played with him on Sega. And I was like, Randall Cunningham. But I saw Aaron do things that I'm like, man, Tom Brady's really effing good at winning. And he's super talented in the position, but he ain't that. Drew Brees is a completion artist. He will get you the ball where it needs to be, but he's not that. And then Mahomes came around. I was like, he is everything that I always said that Aaron Rodgers was, but he did it in the playoffs too.
Yeah, he did it in the playoffs. Yeah,
you can say what you want. Aaron Rodgers' playoff record, I believe, is like 11-12 or
he's
something
under
like that.
500. Yep.
And
I think it's 12 and 13, something like that.
And it to me is like that's part of the career. But he got one. He got a slew of MVPs, and he's going to throw for almost 70,000 yards in his career. I think he's at like 66,000. So you have to throw for 4,000 yards, 3,700 yards this year to get
17
4,000.
games though now, and if they make one playoff, I mean, he could probably get there.
And the way he just flicked it,
just the wrist,
just that little, and it's just like
almost arrogance.
Oh, I mean, just God-given talent. He just had that little just twist, and you're just like, I don't know how that's going 40 yards and a window that's the size of a hole in a bagel, but he's hitting it. And the Hail Marys and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, you wonder how he hits it. Again, going back to this Phil Simms-Jackson Dart conversation that I was watching yesterday. Like Jackson at one point says to Phil, he goes, "That guy's not even open." Phil goes, "I don't know, I just threw it." like stuff
awesome.
like that.
Yeah.
Like we don't realize how much of what's happening on the field truly is improvisation a lot of the times. But also, we sometimes forget that these guys are late 20s, early 30s. They're also actually out there having fun and doing things and enjoying the playing of the game. And so when you see these old videos and old stories, and Phil's like, he's like, "How did you make that throw?" "I don't know, I just threw it. I didn't care."
Love that.
Yeah. He goes, I just let it go.
Yeah.
You do that. He goes, that window is so tiny, and and Phil's like, "Yeah, I just threw it. I don't care." And then go ahead, Mac.
I was saying, I think there's sometimes.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying I think that there's times with like athletes similar to musicians.
Yeah.
I don't know if you judge an athlete on what they do outside of what you watch the athlete do. Was he a great person off the field? Maybe not the greatest, but I will respect the game that he had that he showed us. Just like, did Michael Jackson do stuff? Did all the people do these things? Yes, but do I still listen to the album of Thriller?
Right.
Did I go see the Broadway? Yes, I did.
Right.
Because I appreciate the talent and the art, but I don't necessarily have to like the person.
Exactly.
So I may not like what Aaron Rodgers was or what he became, but by God, for 10 years, he was must-see TV, which leads me to ask you, is anybody right now, besides still maybe Mahomes, is anybody out there must-see TV? Because I will watch Wemby every game he plays.
Wemby's that must-see TV guy. I think Shohei Ohtani, when he pitches, is must-see TV.
Which he didn't play on the West Coast.
I mean, and that's the problem, though. It really is. It's a major problem. So it's
940.
hard. It's hard for me to say Ohtani is must-see TV when his must-see TV is when everybody else is in bed.
But to your point, to the point that we kind of all brought up earlier, it is regular season. You'll stay up in the playoffs. Like he's must-see. You'll stay up when
those games will be on earlier.
It's true, because they know to put them on earlier.
They're going to have to. Even the games that are going to be played out there are going to start like 5 o'clock their time, or maybe even 4 o'clock their time, and they'll be on early for because Major League Baseball has realized the fans want earlier games. They don't want to drag these things into the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. You want to have the kids have the ability on the East Coast to watch some of these guys. So you take Mahomes out of the picture. Who's the must-watch in the NFL right now? Who's that must-see player?
Man, Bijan Robinson might be up there with Gibbs.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because what he did this year, you're like, I don't know what Bijan Robinson's going to do, but the Mustard Man's pretty entertaining.
Absolutely.
Bijan Robinson.
Does Josh Allen come on there?
Yeah.
He's in that he's in the conversation.
But maybe it's
I want to watch him lose.
Maybe sometimes it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
Can Josh Allen not screw up in the playoffs? That's why I want to watch.
That's what you watch.
Yeah.
Or can he win a playoff game that actually matters? That's what I want to watch.
Who else would you put on that list right now?
Just in the NFL?
Yeah, just in the NFL. Because I think it's a lot smaller than we give it credit for.
Yeah,
I think it's very small, quite honestly. And I think maybe we've already named the players. Like there's nobody truly on defense that you want to watch. It's not like when Lawrence Taylor or Derek Thomas were playing.
Myles Garrett plays for the Browns.
Yeah. And
you want to
plays for the Browns.
You want to do what Bob and I did in New York last year, but all three of us, if Bob's down, because we'll go to San Antonio. Go see Wemby live.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
But go as like a show.
Smash. Let's do it.
I think we should, because I want to see the Riverwalk in San Antonio.
Yeah, I would love to do that. We could do that.
One of those beautiful. Bob knows the area.
Yeah.
So he can play tour guide, and he kind of likes it.
Dream. Yeah. Yes.
And then you get to go see Wemby live.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's do it again against Boston.
Let's have it be a game against the Celtics.
Yeah. I mean, whoever. They can play the Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't care.
They can play the Cavs. I don't care who they play. I just want to see. If I'm going to see the first live NBA game of my life,
yes,
I want to see the tallest player and one of the faces of the league be that guy to where I saw Wemby play. And I think that's where he's at in my career. is to be like,
that.
I
Yeah.
saw that guy play.
Yeah. Okay. So
and if it does fail and it doesn't work out like a lot of these tall guys don't, at least I saw when it mattered.
Saw him when it mattered. But here's the other thing though too. Like guys that you want to tell your kids you saw play. How many of those guys are in sports right now that you're like like my dad telling me about Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra and all those guys. I'd like to tell my kids if they cared about Lawrence Taylor and the guys that I watched growing up and how the game was. But how many of those guys are in the NFL right now? Mahomes is obviously one of those guys, and Wemby's one of those guys. Otani's one of those guys. Yeah.
Well, boys, good to be back. Proud of you guys for holding down. Appreciate it. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll do it on a Friday. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, stay groovy. Happy graduation day to all of you. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your summer. Be nice to your parents. Coming up next, Cody Golden Drew, 2 to 2. Talk to you tomorrow on a Friday.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home